I was a bad son, now I'm a good dad. I was a bad son, now I'm a good dad. I was a bad son, now I'm a good dad. What up? When I was a little boy, I put my hood on my back. All eyes on me and nobody cut me no slack. While bowling up and down, that cold money was all I thought. And daddy was selling drugs, so it made me say fuck sports. Him teaching me the game, felt like he was passing the torch. In front of projects, I jumped off the stoop, not a port. My OGs was my idols, not no Meech or Rick Ross. And remember, to be a boss, life was always the cause. I carry Christ on my back, that's why they call me the cross. And whenever shit was rough, I just hustle and stay my course. And every time I pull myself back on my feet, digging my cleats, every step I take, rip up the streets. A gun in a vest, some money and weed is all I need. When I hit the block, my mama started losing her sleep. To love a nigga like me is really not for the weak. I became a villain after that 100 bullets ate up my Uncle G. I was a bad son, now I'm a good dad. I'm hands-on, my kids ain't raised by no iPad. I show up every day, if you a man, try that. Can't call yourself a man if you make a child and deny that.
Okie dokie, what's up, people? How y'all doing? How y'all doing?
What up, cuz? What up? What up? What up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Good Dad, Bad Son.
You know the best in the business.
Cuz in the building, as usual. I don't know where Will is.
Will been disappeared.
Mm-hmm.
Will been disappeared a few times.
We got Mimi in the chat. We got Dr. J. Kelly, as usual.
Man.
Moderator.
My own moderator, my own cousin won't call me.
The intro is fire, bro.
Yeah, the intro fire. Definitely fire.
Nah, Davon is just audio.
Yeah, I'm here just audio. I'm here today, y'all, man. I'm reporting live from Ratland today, boys. I'm in the city, man. Let me know anything going on, and I'll report what's going on outside today.
Oh, man.
Yeah, man. My own cousin won't call me. He in the group chat. He in the group chat won't call me. He mad at me, cuzzo.
Yeah.
Yeah, stop being mad at me, Jamel, man. Call your cousin.
Okay, good. I got that right there. Noah says she on the way.
Okie dokie. Yeah, this gonna be good, man. This episode gonna be iconic.
You know how Kurt do.
Yeah, Kurt be here when Kurt get here.
Right.
Mr. Delusional old man.
Zah, what up, Zah? What's up, brother? What up,
I guess one of those few times. Usually, I give the chat a look behind the scenes. Usually, we get a topic list ready for y'all, man. But this episode, I don't think so, man. We're Trump bombing Venezuela, man. It started a rabbit hole in our group chat.
Peace, King. Davon, you got your earbuds?
Yeah, definitely got my earbud in. It's still echoing or something?
It ain't echoing. You just sound far. Hold on. Sound like you on a speakerphone or something. Peace, King. Peace, King.
See something. I'm trying to see if it get better with two headphones.
Trump didn't bomb Venezuela. We're gonna definitely get into that, man, because you know my phone been on fire behind this Venezuela topic.
That sound a little better, cuzzo, or no?
Yeah, that sound much better. He too loud. You probably could turn it down some, Davon.
I'll try to. I don't know if that worked on y'all, eh?
All right, just hold on. Let me share this joint. We got you know what I like to start with now? Artist of the week. I added movie of the week too. Let me check this. Tell me what y'all think about this artist, man. I actually just bumped into her today. Not bumped into her, but I just found her today online. I said she's dope. We got movie of the week too.
What movie you thinking about of the week,
Boom, 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 boom.
Streets a little numb. Still take public transit every chance I get to connect with something. Smiles on people's faces that normally frown when they see my sons. I love to know they brought them joy for a second. I teach my sons there's power in that. There's power in love. The light the sun shines in dark places. Rearrange vibrations, lift them up, so lift them up. They know about Jackie on the cold grate. Lines etched into her face and eyes, it's like a deep lake. A gentle soul. We used to bake her cookies on the days it's cold. My 5-year-old posted up right beside her, like the ground's a sofa. Asked her why she ain't got a home. When we ask her what she needs, she tells us nothing. She seems happy alone. Very polite, very genteel, very sober. Been 2 winters since we seen her last, hoping she's somewhere warmer, but can't shake the feeling maybe she's gone. Now she's walking with God, looking down on us like we got it hard. Just because you think it's right doesn't mean it's right in God's eyes. But how you gonna know unless you know him? Yes, 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 yes. So now I'm walking with my friends in Gaza. Had a dream last night that I was there and everything looked proper. Smiles on people's faces, infrastructure, malls and restaurants. Creatives making films and opening nights that's popping off. Everybody dressed up, celebrating. I'm there counting blessings, savoring the sights and sounds. Grateful for the slightest connection. It's hard to hold hope alongside devastation. Daily and nightly, surviving the game on replay. Just ask Ice-T. No matter who you are, you get taken out just for breathing, just for being. You wonder what these kids will grow up believing. That's if they grow up. The entire fate of a nation sadistically sewn up. Runaway train, we can't seem to slow up. The signs right in front of us and we watching, but we too busy rearranging our closets to grow a conscience, to be connected or just show up. Honestly, what most of y'all rap about, I can't connect to these days. Give me some eternal soul food to ease their pain. That's what I'm looking for.
Yo, I think she's fire. I think she's dope. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna hold you. What y'all think about that? Oh,
She's past fire, cuzzo. She's past fire.
I like that beat, man. E, what you think about that beat?
She's past fire. She's boss of the week. Boss of the
That
month.
beat was dope.
She's better than homeboy last week.
She was spitting.
Word
She
up.
was spitting for sure. She was spitting
What's the
for
movie
sure.
you got for the week? I'm interested in that heavily.
She's not bad. Her voice is dope.
She definitely
Yeah.
give me '90s vibes, boy. I love her voice. And she don't sound weird. Like she don't sound like she forcing it.
What up, Kurt?
What's going on, BJ?
What's up,
What's
Kurt?
up? What's up, Davon? How y'all doing today?
Yeah, I'm
We
out
cool. We
grinding, but
cool.
usually podcast, us.
I just played the artist of the week. Did you hear?
The who?
Artist of the week. You missed that? I just played the chick.
Yeah, I was looking at it while I was trying to go on. Hold on.
Assalamu alaikum, Suleiman. She got a
Sweet.
nice flow. Josh, I think she dope. I think she dope, Josh.
What's up,
I think
Josh?
she can really rap. She can really rap. So
Nah,
that
she
was the
can rap.
artist of the week for me.
She can rap.
Um, um,
So what's up with Will?
yo, you gotta put your earbuds in, Kurt. You
Oh,
don't sound
shit.
you sound too far away.
What's up with Will?
He good. He good. He gonna make it if he can make it. He gonna make it. That's true. She can really rap for real.
Didn't he get
We can't really hear you, Kurt. Just put your earbuds. Wait till you put your earbuds in.
Nah, she definitely different, but she ain't even. She ain't. I'm glad she don't sound like the rest of these girls. But if she artist on your of the week on your playlist, then you know she ain't gonna sound like no Nicki Minaj or nothing like that. So yeah, she's dog.
Kurt, you should already have this done before you come up. I ain't gonna lie.
Say that again.
I said you
Cut
should
my
already
man
have
some
this stuff
slack.
done before you. Hold on, Davon. You should already have this done before you come up, so we could go just right into what we got going on.
Well, I didn't. I'm kind of getting ready because
Look,
I ain't gonna be
we need
long.
your ear. We need your earbuds, man.
Well,
Josh
I
said,
ain't.
"Word,
I
it's
ain't.
a nice change from the sexy red rat."
You know that's right.
Yeah, that's a fact. What up, Kurt? Where
What
you
you
headed to, Kurt?
I got a skate date.
You don't know how to act. Well, you're back. That's
You already
back.
know.
he ready out there skating, bowling, everything.
No, not everything. I skate. Either skate or handball or a
I thought you
chess
said you
mat.
do the bowling thing.
I don't do no ball. I ain't bowled in years. I do handball.
Okay.
BJ
Cause of
know.
what you was thinking, what you were thinking about movie of the week. What's that?
I'm getting to it. Hold on. I don't know why you said I know like that, Kurt.
Huh?
Why you said BJ know like that? Why you say it like that? What you mean?
Cause I mean we was handballing every day. Every day.
Yeah, I had you scraping your
Oh
fingernails.
yeah, right. And I had
Listen
you
up.
running into that wall over there.
Shit.
I ain't
Roll
gonna
the
lie, I always
ball.
suck their
Hey, roll the ball right back to you.
Here go movie of the week for me, y'all. I think it came out a few weeks ago, but I think everybody should go check this out.
My name's Sarah Rector. The state gave me 160 acres on account of my ancestors, and there's all on.
Well, how do you know that?
God gave me the ears to hear it. Do you hear it, Blue? There's oceans down there.
Nobody but you, Lord.
I got all on my land, and I'm looking for a partner to help me drill it out.
Bertrand Byron Smith, at your service. I look for oil and I drill for it.
I was thinking 50-50.
We should have our lawyers meet. That's my lawyer, the Texas handshake. There ain't nothing more binding.
We're in Oklahoma.
It goes double for Okies. Here we go.
Nobody but you, Lord. Nobody but
What's the damage? Well, this might be the end of the road.
Dude, give them so easy.
What's your guess? Is he gonna do the right thing?
We shook hands.
You may have to speak to him.
I don't know what to say.
God'll give you the words.
We need money out of you.
But how are we gonna get him?
Hi, I'm Sarah, Bert's business partner. Has Bert properly presented our proposition, ma'am?
You said y'all need to put in there $1,000.
We need 2,000, and we need it today. It's a partnership.
Got some real nice mud here. Hoping you might test it first.
I've never seen anything like it. That field you're sitting on could be the richest in all Oklahoma.
I'll give you $20 an acre.
I ain't selling.
You want a war?
You told me things about my soul.
Ain't nobody ever done that for me. Ain't nobody ever cared.
We're dealing with some mighty devious folks over there.
Then we need to fight for what's ours.
Is that why I see dynamite?
That's my land!
No, it ain't!
I would not do that if I was you. You took the liberty of wiring up your wells just in case you wanted to do something foolish.
It's funny. When the land had only weeds and lizards, it was all mine. But when people found out there's oil lines, they started thinking it's theirs. All I'm asking is to keep what's mine.
Her name is Sarah Rector, and you're going to be hearing a lot about her.
You know, I've grown kind of fond of the kid. That's called a knight.
I can hop over your pieces.
That's right. Look at you. You're learning.
Just want to make sure before I take your queen.
Really?
Nobody but you.
Oh, that came out a couple of months ago.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think my homegirl's trying to put me on to that movie.
Okay.
I ain't shit, but
Yeah, I like to see that.
I give it a watch.
Okay.
I heard about it though. I
Cross
think
that.
it's on.
Cross that. I've been waiting to see that. Didn't know it was out. I'm watching it tonight for sure. Me too, Cross. It's on
W, the
Netflix.
red, black, and green
I
heart
think it's an
pussy.
Apple movie.
Oh, I even peeped the red, black, and green.
I think it's an
Yep,
Apple
that's dope,
movie.
man. I watched it yesterday. Torch, best movie this year. That's fire, Zah. Yeah, I gotta see that. That's my type, and it's based on a true story.
Yeah.
That's my type of movie. You went to the movies to go see it? Where you saw
I think
that,
it's a
bro?
I think it's an Apple movie, cuz if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, it didn't
I
come
think
out
it's
in the movies at all.
I think it's an Apple movie.
Um, well, Kurt, I know what you here for. Venezuela, huh? Venezuela
Huh?
talk.
I really ain't, cause I mean, I feel the way I feel about that. You know, we should not be in some other country. We need to worry about what's going on here. You know, that's just my take on it. You know,
Oh,
we know.
that's
I
all.
just posted something. I posted something on the chat thing of all of the different destabilized countries that America always been involved in, with Burkina Faso, with a Muammar Gaddafi. They always do that when they feel like it's their interest. What I think happened is, Venezuela was starting to do commerce with China and Russia. And America cannot stand for that because it'll weaken the dollar, you know. But that's their people's land. They should be able to do whatever business they want with whoever,
Hold
you
on.
know.
Let me play this clip right quick. I agree with that,
U.S.
Kurt.
captured Venezuelan leader Nicolas Maduro as part of a major military operation overnight that rocked the country's capital, Caracas. NPR's Greg Myrie reports on Trump's announcement early this morning saying Maduro has been taken out of the country.
The U.S. launched the operation in the middle of the night, with explosions ringing out in the capital Caracas and helicopters crisscrossing the sky. A couple hours later, President Trump took to Truth Social and wrote, quote, "The United States has successfully carried out a large-scale strike against Venezuela and its leader, President Nicolas Maduro, who has been, along with his wife, captured and flown out of the country." The president did not provide additional details. It was not immediately clear who would now be running Venezuela. The U.S. action follows months of a military buildup in the region and repeated threats by Trump against Maduro.
President Trump says the U.S. captured Venezuelan leader.
All right, well,
And
it
that's
is what it is.
all because the man wouldn't do no deal with them.
Hold on. Zah said you paid for it on Prime, but it was in the movies. All right, your sister told you about it. I'm gonna watch it tonight. It's on Prime. Suleiman said Trump creating diversions for Israel and the murder and assassination they carrying out. Allah sees all injustice around the world. Judgment is coming. They've been saying judgment is coming for three
Oh
thousand
my
years, man. It
God,
need to
I'm
come
so
on, bro.
tired of hearing that sentence,
It
bro. It
need to
don't
come
make no
on.
sense.
It need to
What
come on, bro.
what I do
Shaking
know
my
about
head, yo. Hold on, let me finish these comments first, Kurt. Shaking my head, yo. They changed their minds on things every time Trump has to do with it. Was before this, it was remove all dictators. That's a fact. That's a fact, Cross. Salute, Bert. Salute, Bert. Bert says salute to the brothers.
Hey, Bert.
My man Jay said it's on Apple TV. Go ahead, Kurt.
I do know this is we got enough problems here in this country. You know, first it was about he was shipping fentanyl. When the statistics showed out that he's responsible for a lot of cocaine shipments. Not, now I'm not saying the dude is right or wrong. You know what I'm saying? Because of course, we don't want drugs in our country, but that's their country. If that's what they doing, that's what they doing. I'm not getting ready to pocket watch them. They pardoned. He pardoned. Trump had just pardoned that one drug dealer that had got sentenced last year. But you going
Yeah,
after drug
yeah, I
dealers?
saw that.
I mean, but you going after drug dealers? Make that make sense.
it's always throw something out front to hide your ulterior motive. It's about the oil. You know, they say Venezuela is #1 in oil in all
Yeah,
of the world.
yeah. I agree with some of that, Kurt. I don't think he's not chasing drug dealers because um, Biden and them was on him too. They just didn't
Right.
do anything about it. Biden and them said the same thing. Biden and them was talking about getting rid of Maduro. First of all, he's not even the president. They
He,
elected someone else to be president,
right, and he
and
didn't
and
give
he
up
he,
power.
he didn't give up. Right. So you should have said, "Hold on, Kurt, let me go," because you had the
Okay.
opportunity to say that, but you wanted to make it seem like Trump was on some just attacking this guy over drugs. But it's bigger than that because dude is not even the president. I don't even think America shouldn't be over there. Let's not get that. Let's not
Right.
overlook that. You know what I mean? I think he should mind his business. But I only agree with the fact that I think it's over oil too.
Right.
But they been was on Maduro. They been Biden, the Biden administration. Matter of fact, let me read this.
Right.
The Biden-Harris administration increased the existing reward for the arrest of Nicolas Maduro to $25 million. The action
Right.
was taken on the same day Maduro was sworn in for a third term, following disputed elections. You know what I'm saying? So they been on his head. They just he went over there and did it. He
Well,
went over there
he
and did it.
made
Can I?
he made it seem like, remember when they was blowing the boats up down there? He was trying to justify having military down there because of drugs, but it wasn't really that. He just needed an excuse to get down in that part of the hemisphere with all of these warships so they could launch their attack against dude. Now, I don't care about them getting them. I mean, drugs is killing a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think we should be in that because that could draw us into a real serious war because Cuba,
Cuba.
China, yeah, Cuba depends a lot on their oil.
Nah, ain't nobody worried about Cuba. Go ahead.
But I mean,
Let,
Cuba is really a black.
China, and North Korea are the only problems, man. Any other country ain't talking about nothing, bro.
hey,
Ain't talking about nothing.
Cuba got more nuclear missiles pointed toward the U.S. than anybody, and they the closest.
not for nothing.
Okay, I guess.
Not for nothing. I think Maduro is an idiot. You got all these $1 billion of worth of oil over there. You know Trump is a tyrant. You know the company you keep. Why not stay quiet, stay out the mix, work with Trump if that's the case? It beats him taking everything you got. You want to go back and forth with a world of words. You want to talk about America ain't this and ain't that, and expect him not to do something to you. At the end
Well,
of the day, I don't like Trump. I don't like Trump. I am not no Trump fan nor
It ain't
Trump
about
supporter.
Trump. It ain't even about liking Trump.
It's not even about, that's my point. It's not about liking him or anything like that. It's about knowing the company you keep. This man is a tyrant. You have something over there that regardless of what how you acquire it or how you keep power of it, no one know that he can take it from you. And now that not for nothing, it makes us a better nation. It when people look up and see that the gas prices is down 50 cents, people is not going to be like, well, we shouldn't have ran in Venezuela for that oil. And I got a homegirl that's from Guyana. Guyana's right next door to Venezuela. She tells me that, and she lived there. Her people still live there. Her grandmother go back. Her mother go back there, back and forth every year. She says Guyana has more oil than Venezuela, and she's worried that they're going to be next.
All right, let me get into some of these comments before y'all keep going. Suleiman said, "Any punishment man can create is nothing comparable to Allah, the master of the universe." Yo, Suleiman, tell that to the Palestinians, bro. That's
So
that's
you,
that's living in water right now.
hey man, so
Tell that
I'm
to the
glad you feel
Palestinians
like you
that's
could
living
pray
in
about it
water,
all.
and the Israelis is kicking them in the ass, man. Tell that to them.
hey, BJ,
Cross
you
said he
never
could be given information he didn't pardon him for no reason. What's up, Kurt?
you forgot to give me Suleiman's number.
All right, hold on. Cross said they have our oil. They have our oil. America built all them oil pipelines in Venezuela. They took them. Is that for real? That's our oil. It's definitely over oil. I didn't even know that, Cross.
That's not our oil. You know, it's just like uh they contract. You know how contractors go and build pipelines. That don't mean you own the oil. You know, you got paid for that pipeline that you
Yeah,
built.
that's true.
You know what
That's
I'm
true.
saying?
That
You
don't
don't.
mean we own the oil. What up, Noah? That don't mean that we own the oil. That's true.
Definitely don't.
Uh, Dawu said Trump didn't capture him because Maduro was not on the run. We America kidnapped Maduro and his wife against international law.
Exactly.
That's a good point. Suleiman said Ronald Reagan ain't fighting no drugs and Trump ain't fighting no drugs. All illusions to distract from their evil plot. What's the evil plot, Sui? Josh said it was way more, Kurt. The president lost the election and would not give up office. The conditions in Venezuela were bad with him. The people are happy and a lot are ready to move back now. I've seen that, Josh. I've seen that.
Yeah,
The
but
I see the president that was actually elected. I see she came out of hiding. She was in hiding. They
well,
been indicted since 2021. Cross said. Go ahead, Kurt.
Putin lost his election, and didn't America didn't go over
We're
there and
not we're
bomb
not
them.
talking about Putin.
I'm
Venezuela is
just
not
saying.
Russia.
What I'm saying is, what business is it of ours that he lost the election and he didn't give up power?
We all agree on that. We all agree on that. Josh
Yeah,
don't
that
want America over there in people business, but that's he's just saying that you when you first came up, Kurt, you was saying you was talking this drug talk, cocaine. It was
no,
he
I
went over there
said
for drugs and oil and this, that, and the third. You didn't say nothing about the election, the man losing the
no.
election and staying in office.
Right. Well, what I was saying is they threw up this. Oh, we going after drugs because they had another ulterior motive.
That
They
was
was
one of the
going.
things he said.
Yeah.
That was one
Yeah.
of the things
So
he said.
it really
That wasn't the main
and
thing.
that was only to kind of desensitize America as to why they brought warships down there to South America, because people was asking why he taking one of the biggest warships we got down there, for what reason, you know what I'm saying? And nobody really knew, but he kept saying, are we stopping drugs from coming into our international waters and this and that, and that's not what the purpose was. He was lying to us.
Cross said, "Look how happy the people are. They not going to war over that man." And so he said, Hugo Chavez used to light America up at United Nations, supporting liberation of black people. America never forgot, just like Haiti. That's a good point, Sully.
Right.
Cross said nobody was going to work with him. He's a criminal. He's been indicted for years.
I know
Sound of
one.
Truth. 7. Kidnap. Nah, y'all weird. Kidnap. Nah, y'all weird.
I know one thing. I know one
Yeah,
thing's for true.
kidnap is crazy.
I'm glad we not a weaker nation because if that had these things, because we got oil in our country. The only thing that stop people coming to take it from us is that we ain't for it. So I'd rather
Sound
be I'd rather be the suspect than the victim.
Sound of Truth said China, Russia, Iran was there stealing. China just met with them the day before that happened, a day or two before that happened. No, nah, Dr. J. Sound of Truth don't agree with you, Dr. Kelly. That dude was voted out twice. That's a fact. That's a fact. Obama and Hillary killed Gaddafi. That's the American way. They didn't kill Maduro. They sure got Gaddafi out of there. And he said, "I'm not leaving." He kidnapped the entire Venezuelan population. I don't know. It seems like people ain't tripping. It seems like people ain't tripping. I know Noah ain't like that shit. USA gave millions. Bro, Unc, you don't know the deal. They on you, Kurt. They on your head, Kurt. You crazy.
No,
Yeah, he talking about Kurt.
it seems look, it seems like they don't understand, that political geo atmosphere. They did the same thing to Noriega. They did it to Noriega. They did it to Gaddafi. Every time it's their interest they go in and say, well, they did this, that did that. They never talk about what they did. They kidnapped
That's a
that
fact.
man. You know,
That's
they do it. They
my
do it
fault,
with
Clark.
anybody that threaten their so-called interests.
Sounds of Truth said Maduro was wanted since 2020 under Biden. That's a fact.
That's a
And
fact.
Mm-hmm.
they're not
Maduro's been
talking
wanted
about
for the
that.
longest.
And Biden just raised the reward
But
to 25 million, but nobody wanted to go over there and get him. I don't know.
Trump raised it to 50, but why does that matter? Why does it matter that he was wanted?
He's a
I guess when
dictator,
somebody is
Lord.
wanted, if somebody is wanted, that means they need to go get them if they know where they at.
Yeah, you can
They're
be goat, you
wanted
can be
off
God.
of, if you look at the evidence that they had to justify why he was wanted, all of it was testimony from defecting Venezuelans that betrayed their country and are testifying to get reduced sentences and plea deals. They never published any hard evidence of any reason to explain why this person, Maduro, is importing cocaine and drugs into the U.S. It was literally just, and it's like when America has an interest in a country, like how Trump is brainstorming Greenland now, like he's talking about Venezuela, they have to lay the groundwork years in advance. It's not like they can just wake up one day and say we're taking Venezuela. So all of that, to me, absent any evidence to suggest that this is actually happening and this is a drug, whatever, he's committing narco trafficking, whatever that means, it just seems like they were setting up the groundwork to do what they just did.
Well, I mean, if you
get killed before he sees trial or whatever, we'll see what evidence is going to come out. But I'm sure we're all expecting some sort of evidence, right? You can't just send.
He's set to have a trial, so they got to have something. That's what I want to see. I want to see
But
what they're
even
gonna.
if somebody's wanted, BJ, we don't go to another country and grab them just because we said we want them without any evidence. That's just not how the world works or should work. Just because you want a president of a country on the opposite end of the world, you're just gonna be like, I want him. I'm gonna go get him. I'm gonna go kid him. Like, that's not how the world works. Especially not in this century. And it's like, I don't know. It just doesn't make sense. And if America wants to act like God left it in charge of like the world, then Trump can't be having dinner with a man that has an ICJ arrest warrant issued against him for crimes against humanity. You can't have an international court of Netanyahu. He had an international court of justice warrant issued out for him, and Trump invited him to the White House and had dinner with him. So if you want to play this whole like we're just safeguarding the world, you got to apply it to more than one person. You can't just apply it when somebody got a lot of oil.
That's a good point. They do the same thing when you wanted in America. They come in your house and take your ass. They kick your door in, put guns to your kid's face, and put everybody on the floor, and they come get you out your house.
Yeah, but that's American law. You can't take American law and apply it to somebody in a whole nother country.
No, that's not the only point though, Kurt. You leaving out the fact that he was selling drugs to America. You were sending drugs to America so you can get locked up in America.
I'm not justifying the fact that they got him. Okay, he's out the picture. But to turn around and say, now we're gonna run this country, shows the ulterior motive. How's America?
I'm not saying it's not an ulterior motive, but when it comes to war, golden victory, go to spoils. You lost the war. You was running a country as a tyrant. You was a dictator. At that,
appreciate it.
It's something that people wanted going anyway.
5 days before.
Okay, but so is Netanyahu. So is Putin. I don't see them going over there talking about kidnapping the president.
Yeah. And
they're not wanted though. Go ahead, Noah.
BJ, the stakes are higher in international law too. America could do fuck shit internally, but when you're talking about international law in an era where people have nuclear weapons, the stakes are a lot higher. So probable cause isn't really enough. I would say the standard should be clear and convincing evidence at least, not just like they break into people's house off of probable cause in America. And yeah, it's fucked a lot of the times, but it's like you're gonna start a whole world war off of you had probable cause. Like that's literally Iraq. And
I ain't gonna lie. We don't even gotta sit here and fake the funk. We know. Just like niggas do in the hood, they pick and choose their fights. Trump doing the same. America do the same thing. They pick and choose. That's Venezuela. They ain't no threat like that.
They not gonna go.
Hold on, Davon. They not gonna just go to Russia and jump on Putin. They not just gonna go to North Korea and do whatever. They damn sure ain't gonna go to China and do whatever they want. We already know that's the way of the world, man. The humans, bro.
Humans pick and choose their
Can I
fights,
respond
man.
to Dr. Kelly in the comments? Dr. Kelly, you're
Go
saying a
ahead.
lot, but you're also saying nothing at the same time. Stop asking me questions and tell me what evidence do you got more than probable cause? What proof do you have that they were sending the drugs? What are you talking about international laws? Like, do you have a shred of proof? Send on the group chat one shred of actual evidence linking them. Don't just ask me rhetorical questions.
Let me get to some of these comments, y'all. Josh said America did the same thing with Noriega in Panama. Actually, the same date. Operation Just Cause. America actually improved conditions in Panama as a result. I see a lot of Venezuelans happy. That's like saying all the gold, diamonds, oil, and precious minerals in Africa belong to America and Europe because they've been raping Africa for so long. Y'all sound crazy. Who said that, Double? Unc, you blind as a bat.
Who is that? Who is that?
I don't know. Sound of Truth 7. That's who that is. Negro was a dictator, bro.
Then,
What the hell?
the only unk he talking to is Donald Trump. He need to sit down somewhere.
Auntie, what do you mean? He's a narco terrorist.
And what proof
that
is
must be
there of
Noah.
that? Because Trump called him a narco terrorist and Biden called him a narco terrorist. He is a narco terrorist. What proof have you seen of
Noah
that?
Auntie.
I bet it's
Noah,
classified.
24 years old. Noah barely passed the drinking age.
Sounds like a 12-year-old fighting us.
Bro, Auntie, go to sleep 100%.
Senator, shut up.
Wes said, I like her. She on point. Wes said he like you, Noah. You on point.
All right, finally, somebody was sent.
We got an ally.
Some people fear wrath of Allah more than submit to Satan's soldiers, causing disruption across the world. Destabilizing governments and sanctioning to hurt economies show proof. Okay. Benjamin Netanyahu is wanted for war crimes.
Not in the White House.
He didn't go over there and get Netanyahu. They damn sure
he went over. They had him across the table.
True. Venezuela has more natural resources than Africa. Let that sink in. What?
They do.
Wes, you're bugging. How? How Venezuela got more natural resources than Africa?
Well, they just saying this statistic. They had more oil than Saudi Arabia and all that. They had like 390 something.
Saudi Arabia ain't Africa. Saudi Arabia is a country in Africa, ain't it?
Yep.
In Asia.
Africa is a continent. How Venezuela got more natural resources? He said, true. Venezuela has more natural resources than Africa. He's saying Venezuela, the country, has more natural resources than Africa, the continent.
That whole spot over there, Brazil.
That's what got me. And he said, let that sink in. I'm trying to.
Well,
Brazil.
I'm trying to.
Brazil,
you can do the research on it.
Brazil, Guyana, Venezuela, all of them got natural resources. That's what my homegirl, who, like I said, who family go to Guyana every year.
Let's stick to what he's saying, bro. He's saying truth. Venezuela has more natural resources than Africa. Let that sink in. And I'm just sitting here thinking, Africa as a continent versus Venezuela as a little country.
Yeah.
Venezuela has more natural resources. That's hard for me to believe.
Well, I'm
thinking about it. Yeah, I don't think so.
I read that somewhere. I heard they got more oil than any other country in the world.
He didn't say oil. He said natural resources. That's more than oil. That's oil, gold, diamonds. That's the little stuff they use for your cell phones.
Right.
To make your TVs. That's all of it. Natural resources is what he said. Let that sink in.
Yeah, he's tripping.
Suleiman said, Trump harbors evil devils who kill innocent children, women, men. Allah sees and judgment is coming. Yo, Suleiman, I'm going to get into Allah in a second, man. Don't worry.
Suleiman,
I'm coming your way, Suleiman.
You make it easy, man. You make it so easy.
There's a such thing called international laws. Not for Trump in America, it seems like. There was a bounty on the head of the leader of drug cartel for years. Which one?
All of them.
Which one, Steve?
All of them.
So he said, what proof they got he was sending drugs to America?
And also to the other, I forgot what the
they
other
did.
Hold on, Kurt. Go ahead, Noah.
You want to talk about he's a narco terrorist, as if it wasn't 20 years ago that the CIA was conclusively proven to be a narco terrorist that was funneling drugs from Nicaragua into the U.S.
Yeah.
So that's fine, but now we gotta prosecute the CIA. We gotta prosecute foreign narco terrorists when your whole government is a narco terrorist.
Yeah. Go ahead, Kurt.
They don't have any proof right now because they blew that shit up. Remember, they blew up the people and the evidence. You know, where's the evidence? That's what I want. I'm sure that there's a lot of drugs coming up from South America. It's been that way since the 60s and 70s. Like Noah said, the CIA was, even back during Frank Lucas days, he was going over there to Asia and bringing drugs back to this country through the government. So, I mean, I get it, overthrow the government, regime change, but that's not for America to be determining. It's
You
not
can't
for
say that's
America.
not for America, Kurt, when we
Hold on,
got a
Davon.
$50
Hold on,
million.
Davon. Just hold on, Davon. Yo, let each other finish their
It
points, bro.
is not for
Y'all gotta remember what
America
y'all gonna say.
to determine another country's destiny. America always want to be the more conscious of the world, and they the biggest devils of all.
We said that already.
Can,
Go ahead,
can I?
Davon.
That's not what war and capture is. You have a $50 million bounty on your head. You are running a nation with a $50 million bounty on your head. You have a man who is in control of the most powerful army in the world. You have a $50 million bounty on your head. You run a nation. When you are captured, victor goes the spoils. That is how anything works on this planet. When someone, let's take Russia and Iran, for example. When Russia invaded Iran, they take things. They just don't. You just don't go in there and capture someone or have war or conflict with someone and don't take anything. That's what conflict is. You have oil over there, and you have Donald Trump over here who wants money at any cost. You have a $50 million bounty on your head. You got you got caught. Now the oil's ours.
Oh my
Is
God!
it morally
Hold
messed
on.
up? No, but yes, it is. But that's what being a nation is. That's what we have to. That's what the person in charge makes the hard decisions to do. As much as
Okay,
I don't like it, because I don't like that to me, he's Saddam Hussein right now. That's who I'm comparing it to. And as much as I don't like it, even Noah was forced to call Saddam Hussein the hero. So if that's the case, then so is Trump.
what I'm
He's a
saying
hero to
though,
the
you
nation.
just made
Yes, he
he
was a
you
hero
just
at
made
the
a point about war. If you understand anything about politics or the laws, if there is an act of war, the president of the United States has to get approval from Congress. You have to declare a state of war. That wasn't a state of war. That was a military operation that he didn't go get approval from Congress. That's why Congress is in an uproar about it. If you're going to use our military and our tax dollars to go to another country and attack that country, you've got to get approval from Congress. He subverted the law, so that means he broke the law. So we keep calling. Oh well, we in a war on drugs. You can't claim a war and not go about it the proper way.
You're right about that, Kurt. It's a good point. Noah, what you was about to say?
I was about to say, because he just referenced the fact that I said Saddam was a hero. I was asked if he was a hero or a villain, and I said he was both. He was a hero for the Arabs for some time, but I do not think after the extent of his crimes were realized, I think he was definitely more of a villain because he had a lot of blood on his hands.
Yeah, he
Um,
used you as context. Go ahead.
yeah, but
I did. I was just using
it's just a really sensitive things for Arabs to say Saddam was a hero today. But anyway, I was also gonna say that for The thing is, and the people in the comments, I don't know who it was. I think Dr. Kelly mentioned, oh, there's international law or whatever. International law says that heads of state are immune. So neither the Noriega guy nor Maduro, under international law, you're not supposed to be allowed to prosecute a foreign president or leader for crimes under U.S. law. All of his crimes, they were not violations of international law. I don't know, Dr. Kelly said he committed violations of international law. That's not what he's being tried for. He's being tried for violating U.S. federal laws. And there's literally a word that just says that cannot happen. But how does the U.S. make it happen? They say that that person is illegitimate because America thinks that they can, one, force their definition of democracy on the entire world, and two, yeah, just because people say the elections were rigged, people say the American elections were rigged. Trump said the American elections were rigged. So what does that mean? That somebody could come and prosecute a foreign leader and breach the international law that prevents that because people are suspecting the election is rigged? Where's the proof of that?
It's a good point. Let me get into some comments right quick, y'all. Dawood said every country down with USA all throughout history has been on the wrong side of history. America backed Saddam Hussein attacking Iran illegally. They backed apartheid in South Africa, Israel, etc. Every country in the Middle East is down with America, to tell you the truth, Dawood. All of them. They all get funded from America. They all taking money from America. Cross said, are you serious? You think they went and got him over probable cause? Shaking my head. Holy shish kebabs.
Dr. Kelly,
What
he
did
is
they get
crazy.
for?
Why are people so gullible? Just like they know the drug dealers in the hood, they know why drugs going into America. That's what Suleiman said. Wes just laughing. The man literally was voted out, kidnapped the country, and been violating all types of international laws. They voted him up out of there, and the man didn't get out the chair, man. The man stayed there. You're the researcher. You showed me that all they have is probable cause.
I can't prove a negative, Dr. Kelly. You have to prove that a positive. I'm telling you, there is no such evidence that exists, and I have looked into it. I cannot prove that something doesn't exist.
Wes says, stop it. Do your research. Suleiman said, Africa is a continent. I don't believe that they have more natural resources. Me too, Suleiman. I couldn't get with that one. Africa is a continent and Venezuela is a country. Laugh out loud. Let that sink in. Josh, I was trying. I was trying, Josh. Wes said, correct. BJ, you right for sure. Dawood said, hey, he got to be wrong. Me and Dawood agree. He got to be wrong. I don't know where he went. Sound of Truth. Where's Sound of Truth with? I don't know where he went, but me and Dawood agree on something. He wrong. We even got to look that up. Biden's son was doing drugs in his nose, in his nose. How they at war with drugs?
And you think Trump doesn't? This whole country runs
Wait,
off coke.
he wanted to
coke. Legal industry runs off coke. Everything runs off fucking coke. You think they're really at war with coke? They might be at war for crack at some point for certain reasons, but it was never at war with coke.
It might be at war with crack.
Whoever that is that said Biden was doing drugs up his nose, so is JFK. He was a heroin addict for what, 18 years? He said he was recovering. Stop it.
Dr. Kelly said the oil been ours. We're just taking it back.
What does that mean, Dr. Kelly? You say a lot and nothing. What does that mean?
Steve said the leader of the Medellin cartel still got a bounty. They ain't going into that Colombian jungle.
Hell no, they ain't.
The president said something about it. Did you watch? Did you read what
Yes,
he said?
for war. That was a criminal getting arrested. God damn.
What does that mean? What is he answering?
I don't know. Something you said.
Oh,
Yes, for war. I guess they went over there for war. That was a criminal getting arrested. God damn. He talking about Maduro. He doesn't have to get Congress approval for what he did. Yeah, he talking to you and Kirk.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. If you claim war, now anybody that know politics and know the Constitution, in order to declare war, he has to go get approval from Congress.
Did he declare war on Venezuela?
He say it wasn't. It was never declared war.
Okay, so then he didn't need approval from Congress then. That was them niggas just went over there. They didn't
but that's what I'm saying. They keep hollering, we in a war on drugs.
BJ, that's an act of war. You don't have to say that. You don't have to say
figure of speech.
But you don't have to say I'm starting a war to start a war. You just have to commit an act of war. Most wars
Well,
weren't started by
for the
declaration of war. When they killed, how did World War I start? When they killed Sir Franz Ferdinand in Austria. Sometimes you just kill somebody or kidnap somebody, and that starts a war. That's an act of war.
I mean, but it's one thing to declare war, and it's one thing to do something that's an act of war.
I
For
don't think so.
Congress, for Kurt nerves, and for the laws, and for Congress, it's one thing to declare war, and it's another thing to do something that's looked to
when
as
you when you use when you use military assets like bombs and special ops on another country, that's an act of war.
Okay, I just said that. We understand that.
Right.
But did the president declare war?
BJ, but how are you drawing that distinction? The Constitution does not define act of war. You're taking it in a literal sense from a book that was poorly written a billion years ago.
We all are.
When I read what the Constitution says, it's quite vague. There's a lot of room for interpretation. But the most sensible thing is not to focus on technicality of you have to say the words in that order for it to work. The most logical thing is that the writers of the Constitution did not intend for a president to go start a war that he can't stop. Because once you commit an act of war, you can't really stop the war. If they want to start a war, that's just how war goes. So in a real sense, if you just think of the practical impact of an act of war, you're entering a war.
So are we at war?
Why care about that fine distinction? Why draw that technicality?
So because Kurt keeps saying he had to get approval from Congress.
He did, because that's what this. I'm telling you, that's what.
So did he go get approval from Congress?
No, he didn't, because that.
So then, how is he able to do what he did if he didn't get approval from Congress?
Because he broke the law.
That's not the first time he's broken the Constitution. People don't really listen, and the Constitution is open to several interpretations. And throughout Trump's presidency, we've seen that he tries to always make it fit his whatever bullshit he's doing. But people have been yelling about the Constitution and Trump violating it since he's been president. There's been at least 3 to 4 actions that were criticized, as even with all the executive orders and all that. All that was seen as a violation of the Constitution.
Josh said Trump did not go through Congress because they would have held it up for trans rights or something crazy. That's a fact, Josh.
This didn't have nothing.
Dude spoke on that. Homeboy spoke on that. Why they didn't go through Congress? They said they didn't have time to. He said that would have took up to 2-3 weeks, and they need to go get him now. They knew where he was at, or something like that.
Wait,
I'm just reporting what they said. I'm just saying what they said.
All right, and I'm pushing back because I'm saying there's proof that they've been planning this for months. If they wanted to get Congress approval, they would have got it. They didn't get Congress approval because they know that the vast majority of Congress has enough senses to not want us to start a war. Realistically, it probably would have failed. Probably by a small margin.
Let me ask y'all this. Why y'all keep saying to start a war? Where's the war coming from?
When you put boots on the ground in another country, even if they put in...
Are you saying Venezuela is going to attack the U.S. now?
No, it's going to be on Venezuelan soil, but American troops are going to die in Venezuela against the Venezuelan military. So people are going to be sent out there.
The Venezuela... Do y'all see Venezuela, the country, is celebrating?
Wait, no. But see, you're looking at, the surface of it. When, they erect... What I'm saying, when they put whatever puppet they want in government, it's going to be an internal civil war because they don't want imperialists in their country.
Kurt. The person they elected never got into office. What are you talking about? They took the nigga out that's been oppressing them for the past 4 or 5 years.
And if America, erects whatever government they want down there in Venezuela, it's going to be an internal war. If America put boots on the ground in Venezuela, it's going to be some Americans that's going to die in them jungles.
They don't even have to do that. They already did what they already got their man, so they don't really even have to do that. They can let Venezuela do whatever they want to do now. But the lady that's been in hiding that Venezuela elected is out of hiding now. The people are happy. Why y'all talking about civil wars in Venezuela? What are y'all talking about?
And she's criticizing what Donald Trump said he gonna do.
Can you send me that? Because I didn't see that.
And she criticized it. She was like,
send it to me. I don't want you to repeat nothing.
I'll send it to you in the chat.
Maduro visited the nation, Black Theater, a couple years ago and pledged oil to Black and brown communities in America. Venezuela has been known for donating oil to poor Black and brown communities. Now, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Maduro visited the nation Black Theater a couple of years ago and pledged oil to black and brown communities in America. How he gonna get oil to black and brown communities in America? How? Venezuela has been known for donating oil to poor black and brown communities. What is poor black and brown communities gonna do with oil? what do we? Please show me. Send me the clip, Dawu, of where Venezuela has donated oil to poor black and brown communities, and how the hell they got the oil? What they do with the oil? Cooking? what they do with the oil? What are y'all talking about? Cross said, look, let me tell y'all something. Y'all don't know Trump knows how bad they want to convict him of some bullshit. So before Trump does anything with the military, he gets approval from JAG. I don't even know who JAG is.
Me neither.
You got me there, Cross. I think Kelly and Noah misunderstanding each other.
Always.
Wes said, when you find out, who you talking to, Wes? When you find out, I want an apology. Word up. We wait. It's a lot of apologies being waited for around here because I'm still waiting on Dawood to apologize to me.
What Dawood did to you, man? What did he say to you?
I forgot. It was weeks ago.
See, so then you don't get no apology if you don't even know what he's supposed to be apologizing for.
I'm on he know. I'm on Islam head though behind it.
Wait, but don't you owe Noah apology talking about
why
she
you
was
in everybody else's business, man? You in me and Dawood business, me and Noah business. I don't owe Noah nothing.
You told her that she was cooking salad and bread.
That was last week. That was last week. I said it looked good. I said it looked good after she.
That was enough of an apology for me.
If you knew what JAG was, you would know JAG tells Trump what's legal and illegal. I definitely don't know what JAG is. I don't know what that is, Cross.
He been looking at TV.
They didn't need their approval. Cross on y'all. He hasn't violated nothing. If he did, he would be on trial. I believe so too. Trump is showing that the president can do what he wants to do. Yeah.
Now that's true. The president could do whatever he want to do, and they can't prosecute him. You can't prosecute a sitting president.
The people in Venezuela love Maduro. The oil in Venezuela. What are you talking? What? Dawood, where you getting your information from? The people in Venezuela love Maduro. The oil in Venezuela is nationalized to benefit Venezuelans. They kicked the colonizers out 40 years ago. That's why America is reclaiming their unjustified oil. You might be talking across. I don't know, but I see them cheering. I see them celebrating. Kurt's wrong. That's why he's stuttering.
I don't stutter, bro.
I do know Obama could have helped black people based on the moves Trump felt. Y'all tripping. The United States controls the tiny Venezuela army. I don't know why they talking this war stuff, Josh. War. They said the Americans gonna die. No, man, them dudes better. ISIS got more weapons than Venezuela.
I don't think that's true. You really think Venezuela's military is that weak? I
think they weak. I seen them niggas. They gotta be weak.
Oil money can't have
Hold on, no. Any country that will allow some niggas to jump out of helicopters and snatch your president, your leader, and his wife out his house, out his bed, and nobody die. Not one American soldier, not none of your guys died. Nobody died. The dogs ain't died. I heard them barking. Nobody died. Nothing happened.
Nobody but probably them innocent children.
They can't do that in Russia.
And that's what I was getting ready to go to real quick.
Niggas had to die. Niggas had to die when they went up and got Bin Laden. Niggas died behind that.
I was about to say that too. Ukraine is about as big as Venezuela, and Russia had a hard time dealing with them. They didn't just go and get their leader like that. And Russia's about as strong as we are. Venezuela ain't put up a fight at all. Trump said he could have went in there 4 days ago, but the weather wasn't nice. He held off going on y'all for the weather. That's crazy. That says a lot about y'all. Honestly,
go ahead.
I look at Maduro as just a glorified drug dealer. I don't even look at him as a real world leader. So I don't even feel bad about it getting took from you, really. I'm a moral type of person, but once I realized who you was, I don't feel bad for you. I don't feel bad for what happened to you. Selling drugs, the people don't like you. Why am I supposed to feel bad for what happened to you? Not at all. It's not like you were a good person doing good things. No, I don't feel bad for you.
Hey, Dawood said y'all looking at American Venezuelans celebrating. Don't believe the hype.
Exactly. That's what I wanted to say. BJ, who do you think is celebrating? Like, I don't.
That's the clear. All right, hold on, Wes. Go ahead,
What,
Noah.
who do you think is celebrating, and what do you think they're celebrating? They're not celebrating the entry of American troops on the ground with guns into their land, because nobody celebrates that. There's a bunch of people hate this president, and yes, you're going to celebrate it. A lot of these people have their families exiled, had their 7 million Venezuelans left Venezuela because they didn't like this president or whatever, or for whatever reason.
Right.
So it's like, obviously they have reason to celebrate. A lot of people think they're going to get reunited with their family's going to come back to Venezuela. They have reasons to celebrate when the regime is changing. They are not celebrating American troops enter there. They are not celebrating America controlling their country or colonizing it. All of the next 10 steps, that's not what they're celebrating. They just have some relief right now. We've seen this with every Arab country. There's a period of relief. Syrians went out to the streets hollering and celebrating. And then lo and behold, a week later, you get an American fucking warship at your door that's killing your kids. Like, just give it some time and don't take these. And also, who is celebrating? That's an important point that would raise.
Let's see.
These people, usually a country, when it comes to war, like, it's split into the masses, which are usually poor and middle class people, the elites, and the military. What the masses and the poor people think does not usually matter as much as elites or the military. Like, we don't know what the Venezuelan military feels about this. Did you see anybody in a military outfit hollering? They're probably bracing for war. Like, at the end of the day, usually the military stays loyal to the president until that point breaks, and then a civil war erupts when the military turns on the president. But for now, if the military of Venezuela is still in support of Maduro and his vice president, you don't think they're going to fight back when American troops come? And Trump has already said he's open to sending American troops there. And if you compare the numbers to Iraq and to Panama, even when they were fighting Panama, and Panama had less than 5,000 troops, I believe, we still lost like 50 soldiers and like 400 got injured. And America had like 10 times as many troops as Panama. They definitely have more than 5,000 troops in Venezuela. So Americans are going to die for nothing. That's just my point.
Hold on, y'all. Dawood, check this out.
Demonic, if this don't make you smile, like, look.
That's Spain. That's Venezuela. This is Spain, Madrid. This is Argentina. And this is Venezuela. Okay, that's America.
How this don't make you happy? Y'all go out y'all way to show them fake ass put together marches against Trump and all of that shit, all that bullshit. But you not showing the genuine people really happy that he bust a move and took them from under that dictatorship, and y'all are mad and saying everything but, yo, great job. Y'all are sick.
Got the ghetto gospel. Oh.
Yeah, those was other countries, Dawood. Those was other countries. I don't think yeah, I ain't gonna keep doing let me see. Wes want me to play this clip that he sent.
I'm trying to send you a clip too.
Alright. Then we're gonna move on to another topic. I don't agree with what Trump did, but I don't see nothing coming back from this, man. What Venezuela gonna do? Like, come on. What they gonna do? If the military was so loyal to him, they would have been fighting him when they came to get him. I'm gonna play a little 2 minutes of it, Wes, because I don't like playing clips of somebody else talking. They just sharing their opinion
over Venezuela. And in this video, we're going to react to why they did it with a few videos. Let's get right into it, folks.
Okay, getting right into
it. What would you assume is the most major threat on the world stage? Anybody, just call it out. You don't have to raise your hand.
Definitely Russia.
Definitely Russia. That's confident. I like it. Who says Russia? Anybody agree with her? And? Okay, great. Who else?
China.
Stop yelling at me, but China is a good answer. Anybody? Who else? China?
North Korea?
North Korea. Any North Korea takers? And Venezuela? Anybody? Nope. Oh, yeah. One guy in the back. A little worried about Venezuela. Everybody's cool with Venezuela? No threat? Okay. Let me ask you this. Which one of these places can claim to have the largest oil deposit on the planet? More than Saudi? More than Iran? Wow. Okay, what about things like gold? More than all the mines in Africa combined? The fact is that Venezuela is arguably the single greatest resource of oil and minerals on the planet. So, why is this country in the midst of one of the greatest humanitarian crises in modern history? Let's meet President Nicolas Reyes. After rising to power on a wave of nationalist pride, in a mere 6 years, this guy has crippled the national economy by half. He has raised the poverty rate by almost 400%. Luckily for the rest of us, he's up for re-election. So, who's running against him? This is Gloria Bonalde. Now, Gloria is a history professor turned activist. She's running against him on a social justice platform and on the strength of, in my humble opinion, just not being an asshole. Analyst predictions, as of today, have the chances of Venezuela's total economic collapse at 87%. On the news, they'll call it a crisis. But on the world stage, they'll call it a failed state. If you've never heard that term, other examples of a failed state in recent history are Yemen, Iraq, and Syria. And if that's not bad enough news for you, well, Venezuela is also the only one of these places within 30-minute range from the U.S. of next-gen nuclear missiles. You will not hear about any of this on the news because the biggest players on the world stage do not want you to. To them, unstable governments are nothing more than the greatest of opportunities. So, Russia, China, can never be the most major threat until countries like Venezuela leave the door open to our very own backyard.
So as you guys can see, you know, Venezuela has lots of natural resources. And of course, that is always a reason why the U.S. invades or helps anyone. You know, we have.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that. I agree with that.
Yeah, that was dope.
BJ, can you play a video if I send it
Yeah, send it to me.
on the does it have to be a YouTube link?
YouTube or Instagram.
Okay.
Or maybe I think even TikTok. I can't be Facebook. Anything but Facebook. Josh said U.S. has millions of troops versus Venezuela around 109. 109,000. Who's dying? If the people love Maduro, they would have never let the U.S. take him. Not the way they took him.
They didn't ask for permission.
That was too easy. That was too easy. I ain't gonna lie. They couldn't even protect the president. Look, they went in Venezuela and snatched Maduro out his bed. They can't even go get my uncle Barbecue out of Haiti.
They done.
Hold on, man. Hold on, Lord. Barbecue had the big Timbs on. I'm gonna play that clip again because y'all must have forgot. My uncle Barbecue had the big Timbs on, playing Tupac in the background, and the U.S. got how much the U.S. got on his head? They ain't even go in Haiti and get him. That nigga playing Tupac on the steps in the big Timbs. And they can't. I ain't gonna say they can't go get him because they could go get anybody, but they not even playing with him. Go ahead, Noah.
I'm sending you the video on the group right now, but I forgot what I
But
was.
not for nothing, no BJ. Haiti already destroyed. Ain't nothing to get out of Haiti. They already took Haiti money.
Yeah, exactly. They probably didn't want him. They dug. Who was it? Was it Gaddafi that they dug out of a sewer or some shit? They can find you. They can find you. We know that.
Yeah, they got Gaddafi.
All them Arab leaders, they found them in crazy places. I don't know how the hell they found them.
They got Saddam out of a hole.
They've never.
But it be their own people. Let me see if I can send this. No, it be their own people.
You don't think America has 1 billion of people from all those people that is facing prosecution from Venezuela already? all of them being offered reduced sentences and plea deals. You don't think they got a million people that playing both sides and relaying information or whatever, like people that they cashing
Yeah,
on?
that could be possible
They
too.
definitely got
And
information.
yeah,
That's not an easy thing to pull off in general, but we know America. If anybody gonna do it, it's America.
Shakura said they couldn't even protect the president.
USA.
Dr. Kelly said, and they snatched him from a military base. Mimi
They
said
had
no security.
insider. They had people inside. You know, the CIA know how to put operatives. You know, operative plants, just like they did
Yeah,
with
but what?
the.
But it's a whole military base. Where's the fight back? The whole
Well,
military is the whole military down with letting the U.S. come in there? No.
well, no. What they did, they for months. I was just seeing it when I was getting dressed. For months, they had been, you know, with the inside operative. They was tracking his movements. They got a whole display of how it's set up. So when they went in with them 150 airplanes and all of that, they, you know, they already knew how to go get them and hit them real fast. You know, that's how they do in situation of military processes. They had an inside plant that gave them a blueprint of how to get in,
Okay,
and
they
they got
still all
in.
right. All right, they got in, right? I ain't gonna keep going back and forth about that. There's no way they should have been able to get the president
BK,
out
their
that easy.
military is weak. I looked it up. They have numbers. They
Okay.
have at least
Thank you, North.
150,000 troops, but their military is weak in terms of they are not coordinated. They don't plan. They don't train regularly. It's just it's just
That
numbers.
makes sense. That makes more sense
When you
than
have
anything
military
else.
that's just
Right.
numbers, America can take you out overnight.
Right.
But basically, and also the person that mentioned Israel in the comments, even Israel, which is like much less strong than America, obviously, when they got that leader of Hamas, they found him in Lebanon and managed to bomb only his floor from a residential building using a telephone pager. If Israel can do that, you don't think America can take out a leader? Like they took out a leader in a foreign state. How the hell did they find him? Nobody knew that, did they? They
Yeah,
definitely,
but
and
it's one
Lebanon
thing.
doesn't even have them. Right?
It's one thing to have a spy to have somebody trained that can get around a country, blend in for months, probably been living there for years, blend in and place a bomb somewhere, and they have the intelligence watching this person, and when he walk past or go up to the floor or whatever, just blow it up. That's something different. These people went in a military base, took the president out and his wife, and got him back on a plane out the country. That's a lot of work. That's totally different.
They did Osama bin Laden that way. The same
No,
operative.
no, they didn't. No, they didn't. They killed him.
Yeah, well,
They
they
killed
killed
him.
them because
Yeah, it's totally
them
different.
they was fighter. They was willing to die. The
And
people
they didn't
down
give
there.
him no trial. Why he didn't get a trial? They came in and straight killed him. You know why? Because they was shooting. They was fighting. They was shooting when them people came in there, and they not even military. They a bunch of Muslim niggas and the Muslim guards with AK-47s. That's it. And the people had to die over that. It ain't adding up. I think I like Maduro. I heard he banned pornography, abortions, gay marriage, sex changes, etc. That don't make me like him. Now I'm listening to the Venezuelan people that he was starving
Right,
his people. It was he was terrible.
right.
He was terrible. They said
Yeah,
the poverty rate went up 400%. They dying of starvation over there. 400%, and they
that's
got
my
all these
that's
natural resources.
Oh, but those are the
that's
same Venezuelans that Donald Trump is shipping back to them.
I got you, Cross.
that's why that's why I called him a glorified drug dealer, because you ain't really running a nation over there. You just a drug dealer who's in control of something by force. You ain't really nobody to care about. You're
Nah, Dawu.
nobody.
No, Dawu. I think the Venezuelans are happy because they don't have Maduro foot on their neck anymore. Them people living in poverty.
Hmm.
They don't care. They not thinking. Y'all thinking about oil. Look at what you talking about. You talking about oil to a multi-billion-dollar American corporation taking away from nationalization, the oil benefiting their people. That means they stupid. You calling people that don't even have food stupid because they happy that the nigga that been starving them for the last 4 or 5 years is gone. They stupid. Come on, man. No, I'm starting to see how you. Now I'm starting to understand why you feel the way you feel about towards Americans. I'm starting to see this shit now. You gonna call these people stupid? These people starving.
BJ,
They damn near
you've said
dead.
worse.
Come on, man.
BJ, it's not that
It
they're
don't.
stupid. I think it's that when you're dealing with the like when honestly I believe that they were dealing with a very traumatic dictatorship government that was causing them severe harm. But I do think over time, and I do think that they were quashing protests violently, like it was a typical start of a start of a dictatorship. I think, but I think they're just celebrating a short-term win and not thinking about long-term because when you've just escaped a shitty situation, it's hard to think, oh, what if in 30 years I
You
become
can't think
America?
long term when you
Yeah, so they're celebrating a very
you
small
ain't even
win,
got nothing to eat.
and that's why I sent you that video I sent you a video not to play about the celebrations in Libya after the Gaddafi regime was overthrown. People were celebrating, people were on the streets, and a year later, they basically just handed over their country from Gaddafi over to radical groups. They didn't do anything. US and NATO just fucked them, killed Gaddafi, and left them to be run by what are a lot closer to terrorists than Gaddafi. The new regimes were a lot worse. So yeah, they're celebrating right now because they're breathing a sigh of relief. But wait, give it a month, give it 2 months, and it's a story we've seen before.
Now the difference in that is Gaddafi really was building his nation and really was for his people though. Them people they ain't pay electricity.
So
They
why
didn't
were they
pay
celebrating when Gaddafi was overthrown? Why were they celebrating?
because everywhere in the world, it don't matter where you go, it's gonna be people that don't like you and like you. That's just everywhere. That's just human
That's
nature. I
there
don't
was
know why
people
them
that was for
people
Hitler.
from what he was doing for his country. I don't know why them people were celebrating when and they killed him and
Because
all
he
that.
was a
Ain't no
dictator
telling.
that ruled them for 42 years. He wasn't like
He
as much
did
as
for his people. No, he did for his country. He definitely did. He wasn't nothing like y'all act like this. Y'all throw dictator around like and y'all put it in one box. But you could be a dictator and not be a bad person. You a dictator
BJ.
to your children. That make you a bad parent.
BJ, if there's no free election, if there's no other option, if there's no protests, if there's no media, if there's no press, and if there's no ability to choose anybody but this person, it's already pretty bad. You can say, all right, he dealt with great power comes great responsibility, whatever. He gave himself all the power in the world. Nobody can fuck with him. Nobody can talk to him. But he was responsible about it. He didn't do the absolute worst. That still doesn't mean he wasn't a dictator. He was just a little better than others. But if there's no press,
I'm
no
not saying he
competition,
wasn't, but that don't make him a bad leader.
I mean, it
That
depends
don't
who you
make him
ask
a
me,
bad.
BJ.
That don't make him a bad president.
He wasn't a president. President
Whatever they
implies he was
call him over
elected.
there, he was a bad leader. That don't make him a bad
Venezuela,
leader.
you better shut the fuck up. I've seen a lot of videos of gringos trying to explain Venezuela to Venezuelans. You don't even know the difference between Venezuela and Mexico. You can't even point a Venezuela in a fucking map. You don't know what is to live in starvation. You never saw a family member dying because you didn't have the medication, while the members of the Chavismo are walking with Rolex in their hands. Do you want to know how many people died trying to come to America, going through a jungle? Do you want to know how many women were raped there? We are 8 millions of Venezuelans who have left Venezuela. You don't know what is to live like that. You are too freaking busy eating your Starbucks with almond milk, you motherfucker. I have a question for you guys. Where were you when they were killing us? Where were you when they were killing students? Students who didn't have any weapons. You were too freaking busy drinking your Starbucks with oat milk. So you better shut the fuck
She
up
talking to
and take
Noah.
Venezuela out of your filthy mouth.
Yeah, she talking to Noah. Noah be drinking that Starbucks with old
BJ,
milk.
BJ, you're forgetting I've been boycotted Starbucks for at least 3 years now.
Oh.
Starbucks and McDonald's, no Palestinian in America drink the fucks with that.
If he was so corrupt, why would he give out automatic weapons to all of the civilians to defend the country? That who you talking about? Gaddafi, right? That was Gaddafi, right? Oh, I didn't hear that Maduro was starving the people. Yeah, he was terrible. The man starved the whole country. I think that's for you, Noah. If he was so corrupt, why would he give out automatic weapons to all of the? That's a good question. Because they would just uprise if he was so bad. You on mute, Noah? Did I mute you? Noah, you muted yourself.
You said
Go ahead.
give automatic weapons to
The
I can't see the
civilians to
comments.
defend the country.
I actually don't know about that. I'll doubt he gave weapons to every civilian, but I'll look that up.
Suleiman said, what proof y'all have that Maduro is a corrupt dictator? You have righteous dictators and corrupt ones. I said that. Just because you're a dictator, that doesn't mean that you're a bad leader. Who's this? Why is she talking to me like that? I don't even know who this is, but who you talking about? That girl in the clip? He probably only gave it to civilians that was on his side, and I never heard of that.
Yeah, that is the answer.
Gaddafi?
He only gave it to people on his side, and there wasn't that many people not on his
I ain't
side,
mad at
because
that.
whoever wasn't on his side was very scared and hiding or not in the country. He ruled by force. Like, you can't deny it. No matter how much you think he's good, he ruled by absolute force. There's no way he would have stayed in power if he wasn't absolutely nuts.
I think Gaddafi was. I think Gaddafi was.
He provided weapons to. Wait, can you hear me? Oh, he provided weapons to AK-47s and weapon training to civilians as young as 17, that to form a defense against rebels and foreign intervention. He provided the IRA with automatic weapons, which was a foreign group that was supporting him, and he equipped militias, including the People's Militia. All of these were groups that supported him. The IRA, the militia. And a
That sounds
paramilitary
like what
wing of his revolutionary committees. He gave them tanks and stockpiles. Everybody was on his side.
that sound like what America did against the British. Get them up off the land. Armed everybody with rifles and muskets.
Get them off the land that they were stealing from somebody else.
I'm looking into that right now. Go ahead. I'm coming.
It's not rather or not if I think Trump is right or wrong. I'm just saying, for me, it's just this is how nation behavior is. So this is what they do.
I think we should just let them nations rule their nation the way they're gonna rule it, and worry about what's going on here.
I just feel like people that aren't from a country that was colonized in the past 100 years, like there's a lot of countries who have between 1900 and 1950 as their independent state. And all of these countries had just broken free from the English Empire, the French Empire. And there was like a collective agreement among the world that we were not gonna do this shit anymore. And every country that was a colony in the early 1900s knows that. So it's not like this is just what nations do. Like when America starts doing shit like this, the world and is kind of like, and I'm curious to see what the response of the UN and all that is going to be, but the world is generally like, what the fuck? I thought we said we were not going to, sorry, what the hell? I thought we said we were not going to do this anymore. Because that's just what we said, actually, in many treaties.
Hold on, I got a clip for y'all. Hold on.
I just think...
evil Gaddafi was? When Muammar Gaddafi was the leader of Libya, life there was very different from what we see today. People didn't have to pay for electricity, it was completely free. There were no interest charges on loans, and owning a home was considered a basic human right. Education and healthcare, both were free for everyone. If someone wanted to buy a car, the government covered half the cost. Unemployed citizens received financial support, and newly married couples were gifted $50,000 along with a home. Gasoline was incredibly cheap, just 0.04 per liter. Plus, every new mother was given $3,000 for her baby. With so many benefits for the people, why was he removed from power and killed? Some call him a dictator, while others say he was protecting his country from outside control. What do you think? Let's talk about it in the comments. Did you know how evil Gaddafi was?
I don't know, Noah. No.
So you're celebrating his socialist / damn near communist agenda, which I personally understand, but I just didn't think you were into that. But okay, you're celebrating that. But if you just just Google, what is it called, that prison? There was a prison massacre where he literally got up on a rooftop and just shot up like 1,200 people in a jail. Like there were crazy massacres like that where he just sensed that somebody didn't like him in that building and he would just shoot up an entire prison.
Send me
There
that
was a
clip,
hotel
please.
massacre, there was a prison massacre. Like, yeah, I like his socialist agenda. The problem is I also liked Stalin's socialist agenda. But he did like kill You know what I mean? Like, just because you like his principles doesn't mean he didn't kill a ton of people to push his agenda on people that weren't necessarily
I
fans.
don't know. I only know what I'm clicking on. I only see. Well,
Okay,
I
here.
knew that about him. I
All
knew
right,
that
so
about him.
now you know something else about him. Abu Salim prison massacre. In 1996, the Human Rights
Uh-huh.
Watch estimated that 1,270 prisoners were killed because a prisoner protest took place because food rations were drastically cut as a punishment because a few inmates escaped from prison. They stopped feeding the whole jail. They protested, and the response of Gaddafi was to get up on a rooftop, send a bunch of guys with a bunch of guns, and shoot up 1,200 people in that jail. It's
Yeah.
not really the nicest thing to do. Is
Hold
that a
on.
dictator to
Let
you,
me
BJ? Or is that
mute.
not dictatorial enough?
Kurt, you can mute your mic, bro.
Is that a dictator to you, BJ? Is that
And
an
just
action
come
a
on when
dictator
you're
would
ready.
take?
Yeah, yeah. But I mean, that happens in all those kind of countries. The only country that
No.
stuff like that don't happen in is America.
Nah, that's
The
what
the
America
country
wants you to think. That's
the
what
country
America
the
tells
country
you.
the country that everybody complain about.
BJ, that does not happen in more than 75% of the world. That does not happen. The rule of law exists outside America. Civilization exists outside of America.
I
I've
know
seen
it does. I know it
that
does. But I
in
said where
Jordan.
you could. I said
I'll
where
give
you
you an
could
example.
get
Jordan,
away, where
Lebanon.
you could get away with it, Nor, where you could get away, where you could do that and get away with it.
You
Kill
could only
1,200
get it.
people in a jail. Countries like that, you could get away with doing that shit.
No, you can't get away with it in any place that doesn't
He
have a like
did.
I could count on my fingers the places you could get away with that. I would say the Soviet Union, you could get away with that. Libya, probably Iraq under Saddam at some point. He was very violent against dissenters. It's probably less than 7 countries where you could get away with that. You cannot get away with that in most countries on earth. Even in Egypt, like they barely tolerated the second their leader started to get a bit like a dictator, the civilians erupted, the military turned on the president, and a civil war started. Countries don't allow that. Like, it's very few countries that actually allow that. America just thinks it's a thing with other countries. It's not a thing. Name more than 5 countries where, name more than 10 countries where that's happened. Like, research it after and send me 10 countries. I bet you can find.
Yeah, I researched it after, but I'm pretty much sure every country in Asia, they get away with whatever they want to do. Every country in Asia, the leaders over there, every country in the Middle East, they'll do whatever they want to
You
do.
think they could do that in Jordan,
Every
BJ?
every country in Europe, well, like Russia and Ukraine and all them other countries, they do what they want over there. But you said in Jordan, I don't know too much about Jordan.
Even
I don't
Saudi
know.
Arabia, even like the United, like they do certain things. But you think if it got to a point where a leader, if a dictator was doing that to his own people, BJ, but especially if it was a country with some resources, America would have started playing good cop and saving the day. Like every story where it's gotten nearly that bad, like they're killing their own people, whatever, it's a dictator, America then intervenes and comes and takes a little treat on the way back. Like, that's just what
So
happened.
so
If it was
y'all need
happening all over,
America.
America would have been a lot more places.
So y'all need America basically.
No, we don't. Not at all. Actually, the most successful regime changes were
Y'all
not
need
started
America
by
to
foreign
play Big
intervention.
Daddy.
No, we just need civilians to. I don't even know. I think the best way is just for the civilians to have an uprising with the support of the military to turn on the president. That's really a lot better than foreign intervention if you look at history.
I got one more. Hold on.
When Gaddafi grabbed the mic in Qatar, the Arab League wasn't ready for what came next. March 30th, 2009. At an Arab League summit in Qatar, Libya's Muammar Gaddafi erupted. Facing Saudi Arabia's King Abdullah, he thundered, "You were created by Britain, protected by America. The lie stands behind you, and the grave stands before you." Gasps followed. His mic was cut. Abdullah snapped back. Tensions soared. Egypt's Mubarak rushed to calm the storm. But Gaddafi wasn't done. He demanded answers for the murders of Patrice Lumumba and Martin Luther King Jr., pointing fingers at the West. A summit turned standoff. A microphone silenced, but the message echoed. Gaddafi was never afraid to burn political bridges in public. When Gaddafi grabbed the mic in Qatar, the Arab League.
Yeah, no, I ain't going for what you talking about. What you trying to sell about Gaddafi?
Me too.
Gaddafi
I
was the
also think
truth.
you're underestimating the fact that this man ruled for 42 years. The first 20 years of his rule, like I feel like people think he was just the same person the entire 40 years. No, he wasn't. Like the first 20 years, he had great ideas and he was doing it pretty well. He was funding Palestine's like resistance movement. He was helping a lot of people. He was helping a lot of African countries. He was helping Palestine. He was helping the Irish. But after 20 years, and when he started facing pressure and people started trying to get him out of power and all that, he turned a lot more violent and a lot more of the type of dictator you associate with that word. He was good. He was an okay dictator at the start. He was a good dictator.
Honestly, I don't know much about Gaddafi, so I'm gonna do.
So you're
That's
saying
gonna be my research
the
strategy.
older he got, the more violent he got?
Yeah, because he was facing a lot more pressure, and then America got involved, and he was pushing back against America. Like America didn't always not like Gaddafi, and there was a point when they started actually like the first mass killing probably wasn't until the early 80s, if not late 80s. That was the first time he killed a lot of Libyans at the same time. I don't think
And
it was.
wasn't he about to get? Didn't he sit down with Farrakhan or something? Wasn't he gonna give Farrakhan $1 billion? And America told Farrakhan he better not take that money.
Yeah, I've heard that story, but
if I'm not mistaken,
that's crazy.
Dawo said people who hate those who don't support homosexuality, abortion, child castration are fast to call righteous leaders as evil dictators. I agree with you, Dawo. That's what Noah be doing.
Dawood, what's righteous about killing 1,200 prisoners because you were punishing them by starving them? What's righteous about that?
And before you answer that, Dawood, Noah's morality is in questioning. Been arguing with her since last night. Noah's morality is in questioning. Matter of fact, what defines morality? What defines morality? We can get into that. What defines morality to you, Noah? Because I don't think you know what morality is.
You're asking.
What is Omar doing, man? Oh, that nigga back there breaking dishes. Tell him go sit down somewhere.
I'm trying.
Nigga back there breaking dishes. Tell him go back to Brooklyn. Tell him go drive to Brooklyn.
Leave my man alone, man.
Come back in an hour. Nigga in there throwing dishes around. Hold on, man.
All right. Okay. I've controlled the situation. I think morality is is the way you're able to tell right from wrong. It's having a value system that allows you to distinguish from what's right versus what's wrong.
Dawu, not Dawu. Davon, you agree?
Yes, but also you can have morality that distinguish right from wrong, but sometimes you got to have a leader that even though the morality part is wrong, you still have to be able to do it.
What was that last part? I didn't hear the last two words.
Meaning, like if it's wrong to do something sometimes, and it still must be done, then yeah, some people will be hard to say yes, but even though it needs to be done.
What? What are you talking? What the? What are you?
Meaning, like for example, this like the dude in out here in Venezuela. Morality says you don't go in at night and kidnap this man's family or whatever the case may be, or however you do it, and you don't bomb shit. But sometimes you have to do it. I felt like Trump had to do it.
Wow,
but the morality is wrong. But sometimes, yeah.
So you think that was moral? To kidnap the man and his wife. Wait, hold on. Was it moral to take his wife with him? Because I don't know why they didn't just leave her at night at home to sleep.
I was thinking the same thing.
Is it moral to take his wife too?
I don't think it was moral. Yes, I still think it was the thing to do. Yes, I still think you had to do it. You had to do it.
But this is what I just explained to Noah, because her example was, if your family is starving, like in these other countries, if a family is starving, kids are starving, they can't eat, and then you go steal bread Did you say that was moral?
I said if you go steal bread from Target, a multi-million-dollar corporation in a capitalist country, I'm not, if somebody told me, is that right or wrong, I would say, I don't think it's wrong in the circumstances. I don't.
Okay, that's what and see that's why I kept saying.
If you,
See, you'll move the goalpost.
that's not moving the
You
goalposts.
Yes, it is because it's
Go on.
wrong. Stealing is wrong. It don't matter that you're stealing from $1 billion corporation. That don't matter. It's wrong. Yeah, it's wrong, but I understand. That's what I would say. Yeah, it's wrong, but go get your bread, man. Take that shit.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I would say.
That's what I'm saying.
Nah, you wrong, but do what you got to do. That's what I would say.
But you're just framing it differently because you're saying, okay, you're putting your morality aside and doing a wrong thing. I'm saying in the right circumstances, and my second example was more clear than the first one. My second example was a child that gets kidnapped and they're at their kidnapper's house. Would you say that it was wrong for that child to steal the house key and steal some bread because their kidnapper was starving them and they've been kidnapped? Obviously, I would not say that's wrong. You want to be technical and say, no, I'm putting my morality aside because I'm in a shitty situation and I'm going to do the wrong thing. No, I just don't think like that. I don't think it's wrong in these circumstances to steal the man's key and run away. I don't think it's wrong. I think it's right.
No, that's totally different. You're kidnapped.
It's just you're moving the goalpost then. You're moving the goalpost because you're kidnapped.
No. You're talking about being kidnapped and you stole the key to get away from the kidnapper. No,
and the food because you've been starving. You stole two things. You stole the key to get free, and you stole food because he was being starved by the kidnapper. Is either of those wrong? Is one of those more wrong than the other?
No, that's not wrong. You're kidnapped.
So when you're
I
kidnapped,
don't understand that.
So when you're hungry, you're still not at the threshold where that's moral. But if you're kidnapped, that means now you can do something immoral and it becomes moral.
If you're hungry, if your kids are hungry, if your children is starving, whatever, you can't get a job, you can't work.
I said in my example, in a situation where the only two options you have are steal or watch your children die, starve to death. I said that was your only two options.
Where is that happening at?
Palestine, mothers were dying because they were too starved. They didn't have enough breast milk to feed their dying kid. It happened in Palestine.
Oh, you talking about after they got bombed?
Yes. Does immoral become moral after you got bombed? You're moving the goalpost. Under your definition.
No, there's no morality in that situation. It's not even about morality in that situation. You don't have nothing. You don't even have no place to steal bread from. You don't even have somewhere to steal bread from. They asking for food. They asking for they from what I've seen, they was eating dirt and all types of stuff. So no.
See, that's the thing. And in that situation, one, a lot of moral philosophy is about hypothetical situations. So it doesn't have to be real for you to be able to answer that question. But two, in Palestine, for example, they were getting rations. They were getting flour. Sometimes they were getting rice. In that situation, do I think it's still immoral to steal from another Palestinian that's going to get the same food and in the same plight? Yeah, I think that's still immoral. However, if you saw an Israeli eating a McDonald's sandwich because McDonald's was giving them free sandwiches for almost the entirety of the war, I don't think it's wrong to steal their sandwich. I don't. I'm not moving the goalpost. I'm just contextually, it's not just black or white. There's certain circumstances where
but your first, that I was talking about that first situation, the first explanation when you said the children were starving, they went and stole some bread. I'm not gonna say that's morally right. That's not right. That's not moral. It is immoral. Moral, it's right. It's right. It's being right. Right.
Is
right
it immoral?
Wrong is not.
Is it immoral for Target to charge for bread? Let's say Target charges for bread 10 times. Is that not immoral if the people are starving or whatever? And a company, like for example in Lebanon, when the economic crisis started, Nutella became like $1,200 or some shit. All of the basic commodities got really expensive. Is that not immoral, or is it moral because it's due to the forces of capitalism?
Yeah, it's immoral.
Is it immoral for Prada and all these companies to charge $10,000 for a bag that costs $20 to make?
Yes. Capitalism doesn't come with morality.
And you accept
I wouldn't put a Prada bag on the same level as I wouldn't put a Prada bag on the same level as food.
Yeah, I agree. Basic commodities is more important to keep them, like things we need to survive, to keep them.
Yeah, it's not.
I think all of it is immoral. I think capitalism is immoral, but doesn't living in a capitalist society also kind of necessitates a certain level of immorality to just exist in that? in a system that's based off of immorality? Like, do you think what's immoral and moral is the same in a communist place versus a capitalist, the two extremes? Do you think morality is the same, even though you live in a place where morality doesn't matter? I could charge you whatever the fuck I want for bread.
In a capitalist society, I think you could still be moral. You could still, your morals could still be intact. I know
And
morally
yeah,
sound people.
Unaffected.
and then on top of that too,
Very
we
few.
live in, if you're talking of like a place like America, for example, we have a choice of what bread we can have. For example, we got potato bread that's more expensive than white bread that's just single sliced. So if that's the case, yeah, it doesn't cost the same to make, so it shouldn't be the same to buy.
Oh, let me read some of these comments. Kurt, we was talking about Gaddafi. Muammar Gaddafi was the prince of Africa that ran his country fair. He tried to unify Africa and wake them up. What prisoners did he kill? And is Libya better now than it was? No. A righteous dictator such as Gaddafi, who different as much as he did for America, who did as much as he did for Africa, should be in power forever. Morality is that which is undeniable, true, and pleasing to Allah, that which is fair and just. That's a good definition. The Holy Scriptures are a blueprint and manual for morality. Morality is based upon serving Allah or serving Satan, period. Yeah,
Um,
that's what I gotta get Noah back in here, man.
Cause
I'll wait
read
till Noah
that
come back in.
read that comment again that said he should have been in power forever.
Hold on, I'm doing something right now. But that's what he said. What happened?
BJ, first of all, for the first comment, Libya is not better now than it was because America intervened and killed their leader and then just left them to be led by whatever rebellious groups were against him. America just ruined their entire. If you read about what happened after America and NATO left, they literally just let terrorist groups lead the country after they removed the guy. They didn't really.
That was the point. That was the point because Gaddafi, if I'm not mistaken, Gaddafi was setting up his own uh, dollar base. He was uniting the other African countries to get the U.S. dollar up out of Africa, and they was going to use their gold and natural resources to control the dollar. I remember that much too.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken.
You can read that comment for me again, BJ, with the
Dawood's comment.
Go ahead,
when he
Noah, read
said
it for me, please, if you see it.
when he said he should have been he should have been in charge forever.
That's basically what he said. He said a righteous leader or something like that should be in charge forever.
No, any person in power or any leader knows that any good one knows that you have to eventually give power up. Once you've established a good community and a good system, you know that your ways won't last forever because a younger community begins to rise. So that things change. So you have to give up power. So any great leader would give up power. That's just the right thing to do.
Suleiman said, I'm a distributor and I work within a capitalist society. I don't overcharge or use my customers. Man choose which path to follow. You move righteous or corrupt. That's true. If y'all
And
want
can
to
I
know
say
about
one thing
morality,
before I?
ask me. Gaddafi turned the desert into a paradise. Why y'all hating on that? Go ahead, Kurt. Go ahead, Kurt.
My thing is this: we talk about capitalism, right? And even their Christian Bible says, "For the love of money leads to all evil." So I don't see how they square the two. That capitalism is all of this great.
No. We all. I don't know who said that, but we all just said morality doesn't exist within a capitalist society as far as the
Right,
business
right,
operates. I said you have very few people that still their morals are in check within a capitalist society, but for the most part,
right,
it doesn't
right,
exist there. It's about money.
So yeah,
right.
it's about the
We
bread.
got homelessness all over America. We got people starving all over America. You know what I'm saying? Where's the morals at? As much money as we're giving away to other countries, why we not fixing our own problem right here at home?
That's what I was saying. Anyway, hey, love y'all brothers. I gotta make my date.
All right, love you too, man. Be safe,
All right,
man.
love you, Kurt, man. Be safe. Have fun.
Go ahead and turn them wheels, man.
Hey, I gotta put it on the wood. My back is feeling good.
Oh God.
Oh,
All right.
All right.
Bye, Noah. Wherever you at.
Bye, Kurt.
Oh, hold on. Here we go.
I need a fork.
Barack.
Yes.
Beautiful human being with a sweet brother. Barack. Beautiful human being with a sweetheart. And now he's an assassin. See, America can sit down tyrants, but who will sit her down? She puts her trust in her weapons of war. She threatens the nations of the earth and has my brother calling for the assassination of brother Muammar Gaddafi. What has he done? I can defend that man. You don't know that man. See, you're a victim of that media that's controlled by satanic forces. My poor brother.
Oh, really?
They're bombing. They said they were only going over there for humanitarian reasons. We're going to stop Gaddafi from killing his own people, and we believe that.
Oh, there you have it. There you have it. There you have it. No, you must have cooked. Oh, you still muted, no? What was I looking for? Oh, no.
No, I didn't cook. He came at like 9 p.m. Oh. And I had meat out. But we just heated some food we had. That's where I went.
Oh, here, I got this for you. I want to get your reaction to this guy. I like this guy. I know Dawu and Suleiman still here. It's party time, y'all. It's party time, y'all. It's party time. Here we go. Oh, shoot. Hold on.
It's like your brain's not working.
How you sit? What the hell? You just like
Sister,
Alhamdulillah.
Sister, if you lived in Israel, you'd be saying Alhamdulillah. If Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had returned your people to the land as he promised in Al-Quran and the Torah, you'd be saying Alhamdulillah.
She's so confused.
I just got that error. What is this? I think that's the Israel that does not love God.
Astaghfirullah. La ilaha illallah.
Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam.
Musa Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam.
No.
No? Sister, you're saying Musa la Rasul? Astaghfirullah inti.
The Rasulullah is Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam.
La. Sister, you're misguided. But
yeah.
Inshallah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guides you to the straight path. Inshallah.
You're a Muslim?
La, ana Yahudi. Alhamdulillah.
Oh my God, what the Free Palestine.
La.
Stop. Y'all heard that? Why
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard it.
Why she do you put Muhammad over Moses?
Yeah.
Cause she said no. Oh, you do?
What do you mean over?
She said she wrong. Okay, he right. She wrong, he right. I
Why?
don't understand that, Dawu.
Why?
And Noah's wrong too.
Of course Muhammad's over Prophet
Moses.
Why?
You
Why?
put Muhammad over Moses?
What do you mean over? You're telling me how I'm ranking them in terms of their importance?
I guess. I guess so. But no, it might be different in what you're saying because I think she said Moses wasn't a messenger, but she's saying Muhammad is the only messenger or something like that. Tell me what you think.
Moses is my favorite prophet.
One, I know for a fact that in our daily prayer, the entire prayer is about Muhammad. We do not mention Moses in the 5 daily prayers. I think Prophet Muhammad was the final prophet and the ultimate messenger of God and the ultimate messenger of the Quran. So obviously he's more important in that sense because he was, according to Allah, the final messenger and the final prophet. That he was not going to have any other prophets after him and that he was just delivering the Quran through him. So why would Moses be more important than Muhammad? And if he was more important, why wouldn't I be saying his name 80 times per day, 5 times a day? The entire prayer is just about the Prophet Muhammad.
So that's damn near the same thing that y'all say about the Christians then. That they be praying to Jesus or whatever. Why y'all praying to Muhammad?
We're not praying to him. We're sending blessings to him in the prayer. Like the actual thing, it's not like we're worshiping him. We're just sending blessings to him. Like I don't know how to. And the Shahada like just kind of names him as the final prophet of Allah. Like we just say we believe that he is the final prophet of Allah, and we believe that Allah is like there's only one Allah. There's going to be no other. Like that's just what the Shahada is when you convert to Islam. The two things you say, you don't say I love Prophet Moses too. You just say Muhammad is there's only one God, and Muhammad is the last prophet and the messenger of Islam. Dawood, if he's so important, why don't we say any reference to Prophet Moses in the Shahada?
All the prophets of Allah are one. All have specific missions into Allah. Allah says, make no distinctions between the prophets. The little girl lacked knowledge, so he was right. As Muslims, the Quran makes it perfectly clear we are not to distinguish between any of the prophets of Allah. Okay. Let's see about this one. I like this guy. This guy's the only Jew that I see online that I actually like.
Alhamdulillah.
I mean,
always Alhamdulillah.
All day, every day. Alhamdulillah.
Every day, Alhamdulillah. Muslim.
Astaghfirullah, la, ana Yahudi. Alhamdulillah.
Why I keep stopping like that? Let me see.
كيف حالك?
Alhamdulillah. Always Alhamdulillah.
All day, every day. Alhamdulillah.
Every day, Alhamdulillah. Muslim.
Astaghfirullah, la, ana Yahudi. Alhamdulillah.
Oh, that must be the end of it. So they speak Arabic in Israel?
No, this is the only good Jewish. That's why that girl was so shocked when he said he
messed up. He messing all of them up.
Arabic. This is one of the educated ones.
They got an educated Jew for you. They got
to my life.
He's tight. He's tight with it, man. They can't. I'm gonna message him. I need him to come up here. I need him to come up here and beat up on Dawu.
Why do people if you could speak someone else's language, why do people in other cultures take that as such a shock? That's just being able to speak someone's language. That doesn't mean that person is this cultured and what's going on. You know what I mean?
That doesn't mean that the person is what?
No, you missing the point, Dabo. Davon. It's not just that he's speaking their language. It's the way what he's doing.
I know he's giving out a good information and all that. I ain't saying he's not. What I'm saying is, I feel more disappointed in the people he's talking to. They get such shock that they hear him speaking the language that it automatically throw them off.
Yeah.
It's not just him speaking the language. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It's not just about him speaking the language. It's about what he's saying.
And the fact that he's Jewish, I feel like if it was like a British or an American guy speaking, her mouth wouldn't have gaped like that and she wouldn't have been that thrown off by it. But a Jewish person, with what he's saying, with his accent and his language.
He's speaking like a Muslim.
Yeah,
He's speaking like a Muslim, straight up and down. But what he's saying is true in his faith too.
I would say
He's using the Quran and Islam against them. And they're cool until they find out he's a Jew.
So
And I feel like the first girl, the only thing that's the thing that's messing up these, because they're young, the thing that's messing them up, they're being raised to hate Jews. They're being raised to hate Jews.
What did he
The
say
pinnacle
about?
of it all.
First of all, what did he say about that? What did he say about that? That you said he was using the Quran to prove them wrong. I still don't see that. How did he didn't prove? What did he say that proved them wrong?
I don't think I played that clip yet.
And another thing is, wait, the other thing about it, I forgot what
No,
I
I
was
didn't
saying.
play that clip yet. I don't believe.
Oh, you said they're being raised to hate Jews. I don't think they're being raised to hate Jews, BJ. With certain things, it's like you didn't have. I feel like I would presume that the average black person in America does not have to be raised to hate white people. He only has to be told what white people did to his ancestors. And the hate will develop naturally, or in some cases, I think. Especially for certain families that were, there's different degrees of victimization. Like there's certain families where 2 generations ago, or you have a living grandparent, for example, that could tell you firsthand stories of what they went through at the hands. So for people, Palestinians whose fathers and grandfathers, like both of our parents' generations, the 2 generations, it was so recent, 48, 67. Everybody in our house that was Palestinian had a story to tell about what a Jew did to them. So you don't really have to tell them to hate them. You just got to tell them the stories, and the hate just comes naturally. Especially when you're the only villain in your.
I'm 50-50 with that because I don't. I'm 50-50 with that. Maybe I'll give you some grace because it is fairly new. 60, 70 years old, yeah, I can understand that.
Even less, it's ongoing. It's happening.
And it's ongoing. So of course, I gotta give y'all some grace for that. As far as black and white, that's what's holding black people back. The fact that we're being so hateful towards white people that we haven't even dealt with. We have our great grands dealt with that. Our grandparents dealt with that. You know what I'm saying? They didn't deal with the lynchings and stuff. They might have got chased and beat up or something in the wrong neighborhood back in the 50s or 60s or whatever. But as for me or the generation after me, if you're hating white people, you're taught that. I understand the stories you might have been taught about slavery and all this, and the third, but when I walk into daycare and I see these little black and white kids together, Kadeem and Nala school, and I see them hugging each other and in pictures with, it's no hate there. There's no hatred there. These kids are being taught that. They're being raised with that. It's being instilled in them. Whether it's taught by your history, taught by anything, it's being instilled in them. Because truth be told, Noah, I never had a white person do anything to me. Ever. I'm 44 years old. I've lived in Bensonhurst where black people can't live. I've never had a white person do anything to me. So my feelings are based off of the history of my ancestors. I know what they are capable of. That's what, you know what I mean? I don't put nothing past them because I know the history. But I don't walk around hating white people. They haven't done anything to me to hate white people. But the reason why I said they are, because the conversation could go into morality, spirituality, Allah, but as soon as he tell him he's a Jew, all bets are off. All bets are off. That's why I'm saying it's being instilled in them, which I understand because y'all still going through what y'all going through with them. So I get it. But I don't think they should live their lives just feeling like every Jew is their enemy.
I don't think so either. And to me, it's also like, first, with regards to what you were saying about black people, I also feel like even like the movies and the music, like a lot of the classic movies about African Americans that I watched, when I was still in Jordan, were about slavery and, showed a horrific picture. I recently watched one on the plane with, what's his name? Oh, it was a really good movie. I can't remember. It was literally a week
You
ago.
remember the name
But it
of
was
it? What it was about?
it was
Go ahead.
about the girl that got raped, and the guy. It's a trial courtroom where the guy's
The
little girl got raped by two
it was the
guys.
daughter. A Time
Yeah,
to Kill. That's my
yeah,
favorite
yeah. Time
movie.
to Kill. Yeah, I watched that on the plane for the first time, and it was
Yep.
an incredible movie. I was literally crying on the
Make you
plane.
cry.
But that
Make you
I was
cry.
literally sobbing on the plane. But that movie is like
Yep.
so emotional. I can't imagine being a young
And
black
that
woman
movie would
watching it.
make me hate them.
Of course, of
You know
course.
what I'm
And
saying?
it's like
Yeah.
you can't control your children's exposure to movies like this. Like, do you know when Nala's gonna watch that movie or any of your other kids? You don't. And you don't know how it's gonna affect them. But I think the important thing is that to me, hating white people and hating Zionists doesn't really have to be hating every generation of them, because like you said, at some point with black people,
Right.
the kids that Nala and your kids is around, they're
Right.
almost 4 or 5 generations removed from the oppressive slave owners. And yes, there's still racism around today, but it's like the most extreme stories, what the movies are about and all of that. They're many generations removed, and it's counterproductive to them, to their lives, to project that hatred onto this generation. And I say that about Zionists too. Like, I don't feel that my generation, I feel like it's different from 1 generation ago and 2 generations ago. But I feel like, especially like with that movie that was on Netflix too, the documentary about the old white Karen that got the mother of 5 shot, that shot the mother of 5 in Florida, I think.
Through the door.
Yeah.
Shot her
For-
through the door. Yeah, I
For
remember
example, with those
Yeah.
stories, I feel like
Yeah.
now I would suspect that most black children today have stronger feelings around that Karen of that age. And even honestly, even when I see, and I asked Omar this question once, like when I see, for example, an 80 or 90-year-old white person, sometimes I think like, that's crazy. This, like, you don't really know if this person, they were alive at a time when things were a lot
They
different.
were.
You don't know how that person feels about,
And
you know
I
what I mean?
judged them.
It's really different with 90-year-olds.
I
It almost
judged
gives
them.
me goosebumps when I see them around black people, because I'm like, did they get over how they felt? Like, are they past it? Are they cool now?
Yeah.
It's a strange dynamic.
I'm gonna give you some examples because the world has changed, society has changed. So a lot of times people adapt to their society. So you have a society of white people that are feel this way and doing things against black people. That don't mean all the white people feel that way, but they're gonna do it. They following the crowd. You know what I'm saying? Same thing black people do to other black people. That's why they join gangs and stuff. You really don't hate these motherfuckers over here, but you're gonna just join this gang because that's what your neighborhood. That's what you're gonna do. But I judge them. All them 80-year-old, 90-year-old, 70-year-olds and stuff. I judge them. I'm the only person that got banned from the gym out here in Lawrenceville. Everybody talk about it. I'm the only person. Niggas done had fights in here. Niggas done got their jaw broke in this gym. Niggas done had knives pulled out on them in this gym. I'm the only person to get banned from the gym because I was arguing with the white man that run it. He about 80 years old, coach. I forgot his name. His mother, his wife was the mayor of Lawrenceville at the time. So I already didn't like him anyway. I already know what they about. When I first moved out here, we used to walk to Walmart, and that church they got in downtown Lawrenceville, it used to have a picture outside of it. So this was in 2003. When we was walking to Walmart, I stopped because I'm just that type of person. I like to see, know everything, whatever. So I stop and I go to the church because I see the pictures outside, and I know it's some old shit. So I go over there to read it, and it's a picture of 2 black people hanging, all the white people standing around or whatever, and it's in Lawrenceville, Georgia, and it has the year on it and stuff, and it's at this spot where this church is. So I'm like, oh, these motherfuckers, this is what they about out here. So now, I mean, we continue walking whatever. So I always had that in the back of my head, right? So we playing at the gym, and when I found out Coach is born and raised in Lawrenceville, and he was about 70 years old at the time, I'm already putting 2 and 2 together. I actually said it before. I was like, yeah, I know you was out here chasing my people, kicking them in the ass and shit back in the days when you was a teenager nigga, but he just ignored me. And then one day we got into an argument, and I said, yeah, you don't like me because you see the Malcolm X in me, that's all. That nigga told me don't ever come back. I'm the only person. Everybody talks about this to this day. That was like 2009, 10, something like that. I'm the only person that ever been banned from his gym. Ever. 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 Just because of that.
I
And
thought
Coach still around here because people be asking me to come to the gym over there where they be playing that, Coach there, whatever. I'm going to pop up on him one day just to stress him out or whatever. I'm like, damn, he ain't died yet? Because I know what he is. But I just laughed at it. I laughed at it. But this the funny thing, see, and that's why I always paid attention to spirits, because me and him never got along. Before I even figured out who he was, like he just didn't like me and I just didn't like him. Period. From the first night on, I didn't like him. I didn't sit around him. I didn't talk to him. I just signed my name and kept it pushing. I never liked him, but that's what it was. That's what it was. Our spirits didn't like each other. We ain't rock.
That's all it takes.
But
It was this.
damn.
I had that one similar experience too. There was this one teacher back when I was in high school, man. Every time we used to go in the classroom, he used to always say, or something. He used to say, "Man, people with blonde hair and blue eyes, the smartest people that ever existed." He used to say it every day, and I never understood why. I was young, dumb, and I was at the height of my badness, so I never understood then like how terrible the statement actually was. And then one day I told my grandmother when I got older, and she was just like, "Oh yeah, he was a racist." And then it all clicked for me at one moment. I was like, that's why I ain't like him, man. I swear to God. I got kicked out of his class every day. I got kicked out of his class every
But
day.
see, even with Davon, Uncle Rich told a story about how he told you if a white man ever called you a nigga to knock him out or something, to knock their teeth out or something. I would never tell my children that. Never.
It wasn't that my dad taught me that. What had happened was I was
But
at
he
this
told you
party.
that.
No, he was in when when the judge asked me why I punched him. I said because he called me a nigga, and the judge said, yeah, that's not a reason to punch somebody. And my dad responded, well, that Malcolm X would have said it was. So
Malcolm X would have never said that. See, that's just wrong teaching. That's wrong. That's wrong. I would never teach my son that. Malcolm X would have never. Malcolm X is too clever to even say something so foolish. For you to go to jail or get killed. First of all, Malcolm X was coming up in the 50s and the 60s. So he sure would have never said, if a white man called you a nigga, punch him in his face. Never. They would have killed you.
yeah, and I was in the time where I definitely
So
would have died.
no. But even as at this time where you could get away with it, you probably just go to jail or whatever. I would never tell my son to punch a white person in the face because they called him a nigga. Never, never. You're not a nigga. Or call him a nigga back. Do something more clever than that. Black people, the only thing that black people resort to is violence, especially from words. You got to be more clever than that. You'll lose every time. And you see it on the internet all the time. Every time. You see it on the internet. All we do is lose because all we are violent. Majority of us. The command to not make any distinction between prophets is found in several places in the Quran, including Surah Al-Baqarah and Surah Al-Baqarah 285.
Yeah, but there's also the command that says it gives a special name to the prophet and says he's Khatim the final seal of the prophets. Like he is distinguished just in the sense that he is the final prophet and the final word of Allah. Nobody else is ever going to transmit the word of Allah. I'm just drawing that distinction, not to distinguish them any further than that. I would say there's another Quran surah that says that Palestinians only feel away now because Israel murdered their families. Israel in no more position to play victim.
I don't see I don't know if you're talking about the clip, Suleiman, but I don't see him playing victim. But Palestinians have every right to feel how they feel right now. Period. Of what they people going through. They have every right. I can't speak on that. I never went through that. And I can imagine if I was going through that, how I would feel. So I'm not speaking on Palestinians. But I'm talking about in general. You know what I'm saying? When it becomes a Muslim and Jewish thing, it's I think they gotta be more strategic. Noah, you talk about being strategic all the time. I think especially the underdogs. When you're an underdog, you have to be more strategic. You have to be.
Yeah.
You can't just go head to head with the big dogs. You can't.
No, I
That was my
definitely
point
agree.
with the.
Go on, Devon.
I'm sorry, no. That was my point with the whole Venezuelan leader, dude. You are not in the position to be going back and forth with somebody so powerful. Shut up. Know your role. You got billions. Fall back.
No, not everybody is gonna cower when Trump tweets a scary tweet. Some people, it's just not who they are. Was it the most strategic move? No. Look at where he is now. But I don't blame somebody for not cowering down and submitting to a bully.
The problem.
See, yeah, you're looking at things like if it's a high school thing. No, this ain't high school. If I'm in the projects and I know Randolph knocks out everybody he fight, I'm not gonna go pick a fight with Randolph. That's not being like if Randolph say, "Yeah, I'm the biggest, toughest guy here. Ain't nobody gonna do nothing." I'm not about to stick my hand up and be like, "Well, I'll knock you out, Randolph," and he 30-0.
I see that, but it's like America is extremely powerful, and it can't be that the only way for every other country to deal with a superpower is to just comply. I don't think that's going to get us anywhere. I think if we all just comply, I think every empire is just going to keep getting stronger and stronger. Empires fall when somebody stops complying.
Comply means survival.
Maybe it's not going to be Maduro. He is not strong.
Comply means survival for my people.
I will comply until I find another way. I will comply and then backstab them. Let me get
there we go. That's the plan.
The problem is that many Muslims are raised to believe Muhammad is our prophet when the reality is all of the prophets of Allah are our prophets. That's a good point. Racism exists in America and Israel. Even the children in Israel spit and throw rocks at Christians.
Yeah, everybody.
Okay.
About Dawood's last comment, honestly, I do think like as a Arab Muslim, I feel like we're definitely raised to think that the main prophet who delivered, who we learned the Quran from is the Prophet Muhammad. He is the main prophet. But I always had like 18 children books that had like the stories for each prophet. Like they teach us the stories for every single prophet and they tell us they're all real. But yes, Prophet Muhammad is singled out as the one that, explained the Quran and delivered the word of Allah.
Shakora says some black people still experience racism today. I've definitely experienced racism in my lifetime.
I find it shocking that BJ says he's never dealt with anything at the hands of a white person, and not even like I would say before I came to America, I would have found it shocking too, based off of media. But I find it even more shocking as just by I've been in New York 4 years. I've never gotten pulled over when I was alone in my car. I've been walking with Omar, and I've gotten pulled over while on foot.
Not for nothing, nor not for nothing, nor BJ's the type of person that experiences it, but he's so busy not looking at anything as an obstacle that he don't even see that when somebody is trying to stop him. He just be so goal oriented.
I know what racism is. It's
BJ, you haven't been stopped by cops randomly just because.
Listen. Y'all gotta, first of all, I said I never had white people do anything to me. That's what I said. I never said I never experienced racism. I mean, everybody's racist.
Has no cop ever put hands on you unnecessarily, or as a correctional officer, any situation like that? No cops has ever put.
No.
He's not gonna put himself in that situation.
The times they did put hands on me, the times they did beat me up and damn near almost break my arm and shit, I caused that.
But you think they would have beaten up any person in that way for what you did? Like you never felt like you getting a little bit of
probably not. But when you cause something, you can't just be like, "Oh, that's racism." I caused it.
I guess you just have a high degree of accountability, but it's still a white person did something to you. If they treated you,
let Kurt tell it. Let Kurt tell it. Let Kurt tell it. I don't take accountability for nothing. But racism. Okay, they could be prejudiced. Because that's not even racism.
It is.
They
treating
could be
anybody
prejudiced
differently because of their race is racism. Giving a black person a worse beating than a white person in the same circumstances, you're treating them worse because of their race. That's not racism.
Yeah, that's prejudiceness. Racism is like a system that keeps you from doing. That's systematic. That's more systematic. They just being prejudiced, which is what it is, man. It is what it is. We have ways to. We could have been combated that. We have more problems. Black people number one problem is not the white man. And that's the problem. We gonna talk this racism stuff all day when our number one problem is another black person. It's not a white person. I promise you. It's not.
Or it be themselves.
You talking about being pulled over by the police with and all that. But the problem is Usually, when there's a black dude and a young, and they don't know you're Arab, but they think you're white.
Yeah.
Usually, it's drugs in the car. Number one thing, drugs in the car. Black guy, white girl, drugs. Illegal. Period.
But even in Boston, like he wasn't allowed to literally walk outside a hotel that I was in. Every time he was walking, a cop would come up to him. It happened like 2 or 3 times. A cop would come up to him and be like, "What are you doing?" And he's just walking out the hotel. You think I would
Yeah.
have trouble walking out the hotel at 9 p.m.? Nobody would talk to me.
No, because also,
He's
well,
just
I'm not making no
walking
excuse.
outside.
That's prejudiceness. Yeah, that's racism
Yeah,
or whatever.
but,
Yes, yeah.
but that's
And
crazy to me that he got
that's
a.
Boston. That's
Yeah.
Boston. You know why it's not crazy to me? Because I know that Bill Russell won 13 championships or 11. Though, how many championships he won? 11 maybe with Boston, and he would go. Was it Bill Russell or Robert Parrish? One of them. And when they get back to their hotel room in Boston, they still would have nigger all over their walls. And he brought championships to Boston. And he still had nigga all over his walls in his hotel room. So
That's
I'm not
crazy.
surprised. Boston is that. That's what it is in Boston for sure.
That's crazy
Vermont,
because I always associate that
Maine,
with the South, not like nothing.
yes. Everybody has that notion.
Yeah.
The South is messed up too. I wouldn't dare play around in Mississippi, Louisiana, Alabama. You know what I'm saying? But up north too. Yeah, it's New York is segregated. The South is integrated. This is the funny part. The South is more integrated than New York. New York
Yeah.
is segregated. It might be a little better now, but when I was growing up, segregated. When my mom's and them was growing up, super segregated.
Yeah.
New York, up north. The the Italians is over here, the Russians is here, the Spanish is here, the blacks are here. Segregated. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
No, you see it in many neighborhoods. Even now, I feel like Bed-Stuy was probably the first not segregated neighborhood. Like when I moved there, even in Crown Heights felt a lot more segregated. Crown
Yeah.
Heights is just Caribbeans. Bed-Stuy is like a melting pot now. Like it's a lot of
Yeah.
even at those like festival when they do in the summer, like the festivals outside.
I
You look
seen
at it
that.
and it's crazy. It looks
Yo,
like
that is crazy. Tompkins
it's
Avenue
literally almost 50-50
is crazy to
when
me.
they outside in the summer.
All them white people at them block parties, crazy to me. I mean,
Yeah,
it's cool though, but that looks weird to me. I'm like, damn, they deep too. But it's the brownstones. I'm gonna tell you what it is. It's the brownstones, and it's the train access to downtown in
Yeah.
Manhattan. See that A and that
Yeah.
C line is why they all moving to Bed-Stuy and Crown Heights
Yeah.
because they could get right to Manhattan.
Yeah, it's kind of how like because Manhattan is so packed, they're expanding. Even if you look at like Jersey City and
And
like
it's
it's like there's
cheaper.
this Jersey City and Bed-Stuy and everything on the A train is kind of becoming this like where white people want to be because they're just trying to make
Yep.
Manhattan bigger.
It's
Because
cheaper.
too small.
It's cheaper than
It's
Manhattan.
not even cheaper anymore because they already filled it up. Like Bed-Stuy was split. I was paying crazy. It was cheaper when they started, but it's been like probably a decade or 5 years or something.
Yeah,
And now
it's-
Bed-Stuy prices are
yeah.
almost Manhattan. Bed-Stuy is
Yeah,
nuts now.
that's true.
You can't rent a 1 bedroom for less than like 2,500.
Oh shoot.
It's gotten a lot more expensive.
Let's check this one out.
Why? Why are you being so mean?
Designers Jews, bro. I like the unorthodox Jews, but I don't like designers.
Bro, that's so mean.
How's that mean, bro? You know what is mean? Killing all the Palestinian people.
All of them.
I'm Palestinian, mate. I'm still alive.
You're Palestinian. Where are you from?
I'm from Gaza,
You're from which part?
the West Bank.
You're from the West Bank of
Yeah.
Gaza.
Yeah.
God, I can tell you really care about this cause, brother. It must be so hard for you. I saw what they did to the West Bank of Gaza. How's your family?
Alhamdulillah. Only some of them are still alive.
Brother, it must be. I can't imagine the pain that your family's gone through.
Do you think what the Jews are doing to the people in Palestine is fair?
Why do you talk about the people of Palestine as if it's not your people? Why didn't you just say my people?
Because they are my people. They're my brothers and sisters.
And sisters. And daughters. And sons.
No, they're not my
granddaughters.
daughters. Oh.
And grandsons. From Gaza City State, West Bank, New York.
Yeah, I think he's just playing with them at this point.
Yeah, now he's just trolling. First of all, there's no such thing as a West Bank of Gaza in the start. Those are two different cities. And second of all, what the hell is he talking about?
He
Yeah, I
said.
feel like that went nowhere.
He said. There is no. That's one thing I want to ask you too. Who created Palestine?
What do you mean who created it? You mean when was it
Yeah, when?
decolonized from the British? Because it was part of the British Empire for the longest because Britain took it after the fall of the Ottoman Empire. Like how far are you going? Palestine's when was the
It
year?
was created in 1948, right?
No, that's Jordan. Jordan was 1948. Palestine existed by Jordan was 1946, I believe.
I gotta find this.
Um,
I know I'm gonna say it wrong because I don't know.
but Palestine was freed from British rule in the early 1900s. I believe it was before. It was definitely before 1917.
Oh, here it go. I'm gonna play this one first. Let me see. Oh, there it go.
Free Palestine.
Allahu Akbar, no.
Free Palestine. River to the sea.
Which river? Which sea?
You come to the river to the sea. Free Palestine.
I just want to know what the name of the river is.
Huh?
So I can free it. I want to free it, but you need to tell me which river and which sea. So I make sure I free the right place.
Yes, you people, you Israeli people come from the sea.
Oh, we come from the sea. Like mermaids. Which sea did we come from?
I don't know.
Are you singing a song and you don't know what you're singing?
What do you think where I'm from?
I know where you're from.
I'm from Pakistan. We are coming to Israel.
What, on your donkeys? On your donkeys?
No, you know we have nuclear weapons. You know?
Yeah, the only difficulty is you don't have the literacy rates to read the manuals.
At least he can laugh with him.
Because he's from Pakistan, not Palestine. He's kind of a third party in this whole thing. That's why he's laughing.
No, it's terrible.
How you gonna call him a third party?
He is. Who the hell is Pakistan? Got nothing to do with it. They just are friends in Pakistan. I could tell. I thought he was Indian, but Indians don't like Palestine, so he's obviously Pakistani. But Pakistan got nothing to do with us. He's a third party. That hair, we don't got that hairstyle at all. That is Pakistan. But also the literacy rate in Palestine was also pretty high. So he's also just talking shit. And from the river to the sea is obviously a slogan. I don't expect everybody in the world to understand what that slogan means, but if anybody is curious, it's the Jordan River and the Mediterranean Sea. There's nothing that crazy about that statement. That's literally what Palestine is or was as of 1948.
Some of these comments, my bad, y'all. I see it's gone. Even though I experienced racism every day going to high school in Bensonhurst in 1977, dag you old. I don't hate all white people. I had some good white people in my life also. Let me see. This is still about racism. White Jews never existed in Palestine before 1948. Palestinians let them in their country being nice like Native Americans with Christians. Yeah, I seen that, Suleiman. I agree. I saw them getting off the boats. So you gonna be Randolph's chick because you think you can't beat him? He talking to Dawood. I mean Davon. He's talking to Davon. I'm like, who's Randolph?
Did anybody say anything about?
I told y'all, Dawood's crazy, man. I don't know what's going on with Dawood.
What does Randolph's chick mean?
Did anybody say?
Remember Davon just said Randolph was knocking niggas out. Davon said he ain't gonna fight Randolph because he know Randolph be knocking niggas out.
Right. That don't mean I start a problem with Randolph. Was my point.
Who's Randolph?
But if you want to, yeah, right. If you want to bring up Davon Reagan, I can fight as well. But I didn't want to. I'm not gonna go starting fights with everybody in the hood. It's just dumb. It's dumb.
Suleiman said, I also never experienced racism that I was sensitive to. How you raise your children can help with how you deal with certain situations and faced with racism. That's a fact, sweet mom. Mimi said facts, BJ. No
Shit.
contest.
Yeah.
Oh, North Carolina. Yeah. Oh, you talking about the segregation? New York is still segregated. That's just white gentrification in Bed-Stuy. Why is that Jewish guy acting like he's Muslim? Is that what he doing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm seeing. So Jews don't talk like that? Well,
What do you?
Here, bro. It's not
that's what I'm talking
Palestine.
about, though.
It's Palestine, brother.
Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala blessed my people with the land, returned my people to the land, and gave us victory after victory against the disbelievers that came and invaded.
Bro. Wait, are you Sunni or Shi'i?
Yahudi. Alhamdulillah.
No. Are you Sunni or Shi'i?
I'm neither. I'm Anna Yahudi. I follow the Sunnah and Sharia of Musa sallallahu alayhi wasallam.
Allahu Akbar.
Allahu Akbar.
They don't know how to react. They don't know how to react. No, what would you have said? They don't know how to react.
I would have said, who is the God you're describing that gave you that? And was his name Balfour, the Prime Minister of England, that gave you that? Because no, Allah didn't give you anything. British gave you land that they didn't really own. And now you're mad.
Get him up there. I'm gonna get in his inbox. I gotta get him up here.
Like everything he said was stupid. I wouldn't have gotten that. I don't know. He just probably felt like he wasn't worth talking
trying to make
to.
Muslims look stupid. He clearly has Zionists on his shirt.
Yeah, what he's saying, what are you talking about? God supported us against the disbelievers. Like, this is like, there's a spectrum. I think, especially today, BJ, there's a spectrum of Jewish people, and a lot of Jewish people in America, especially that I know, and especially I would expect that out of a Jewish person that speaks Arabic. A lot of them have a pretty good understanding of what happened, and they're pretty realistic of the fact that, okay, we took this land, our grandparents were assholes, but today this is what we're dealing with. You can't just wipe us out. My kids live in Israel. We have to find a working solution. That's a pretty moderate stance. This guy is not moderate. This guy is on the extreme. So I understand why some Muslims or Palestinians or Arabs feel like he isn't worth talking to. For somebody,
you think he's extreme?
Yeah, his views are extreme. There's a lot of Jewish people, even Seth Rogen. There's people like Seth Rogen. There's a lot of Jewish people in America that understand that my entire life I was told that I was the victim. But as I grew older and developed a brain, I found out that I've been, the criminal this whole time. That my country is actually.
I don't think he's extreme. I think he needs somebody. I think he needs somebody on his level. I just think they're not on his level. I don't think he's trying. Look, all right, look. He's just trying to make Muslims look stupid. He clearly has Zionists on his shirt. So what? You can't look stupid if you have the knowledge. They just don't have the knowledge.
He doesn't have the knowledge. Anybody that wants to tell me God promised him a land does not have any knowledge.
So then how do you dispute that with the truth? Because it seems like he's reciting from one of those books.
He's not exactly. That's the problem. He's reciting from one of those books, and there's a lot of books you could recite from. And I could also write a book right now and recite from it.
That's my number one thing.
I don't know what book he's reciting from. He's not reciting from the Quran. He's reciting something. He's reciting something that somebody said a lot of years ago that gave him. I could write a book right now that says the grandchildren of my grandchildren are gonna get America. I promised them America.
And that's what I think they all did.
There's no credibility to this stance. And if your starting point is something you can't see, promised me something you can see, you're already not credible. That can't be a justification to take somebody's land. Especially because we have to be aware that in reality, no matter how strongly you believe in your religion, you have to be aware of the fact that there's at least 99 other religions. You cannot tell me that I have to give that much respect and worth to what your religion is telling you have. I don't care. It wasn't yours. I don't care how many times anybody told you it's yours. It's not how life works. You don't think that's just a horrible starting point? It's not knowledge.
It's from the book. You're gonna speak from your book, and they're gonna speak from their book. And actually,
Scientology was a book.
Their book was before your book.
What does that matter? Scientology has a book. Everybody has a book. You know how many people got books? There's a billion religions that got books. There's books that say horrible shit. Just because you have Hitler had the Mind Show or whatever book he had, everybody got a book. Like, just because you say this is really serious to me, this is very real, I believe in it with my whole heart, that doesn't make it any more real to people that don't believe in it. It's just not. It's just real to those who believe in it.
Alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Alaikum salam, akhi. I'm from Palestine.
Pakistan?
Palestine.
So
Yes.
I'm from your land and you're from my land.
You're from my land. It's not. There's nothing called as Israel. It's Palestine. You took our country. Israel didn't even exist 2,000 years ago. It was called as Palestine, Palestine.
Let me tell you something. First, the name of the land was Canaan, right?
Okay.
After that, we came and it became the land of Israel on the name of Prophet Yaqub.
What was the year? It was never Israel. Can you search it up? Search up on Google. When did Israel exist? Search it up. Do you think Palestine is called Israel? It's not. It wasn't called Israel 2,000 years ago. That's what you're saying.
I think that if you will research that, you will find out that you were fooled and you were eating baklawa of lies. It's your history, not only mine.
Wait, search it up. Search it up.
I know it is. You search it up. Look.
Okay, I'll search it up. Let me search it up.
Ask ChatGPT what was the name of Palestine before it was called Palestine.
No, that's not my question. Wait, let me show you my question.
But this is the question.
That's not my question, though.
But this is the question.
No, that's your question. That's not my question.
But this is what we are talking about.
Okay, I found what I was talking about. Look, Israel was founded on May 14, 1948.
Not the state of Israel, the name of the land. That's what we're talking about. We came from this land. We came from here.
You?
Again, yes. I don't say that you are not belong to Palestine. I'm not saying that.
So whose land was it first, yours or ours?
Ours, of course. Because, you know, before that, in your land, you know, Dawood and Suleiman, right? They are kings from Mamlakat Israel, from the kingdom of Israel. But it's the history of Palestine. So when you deny that history, you deny your history as well, of your
That's the
identity.
clip I was looking for. Dawood and Suleiman is from Israel. Did you hear him, Noah?
What did he say? Dawood and Suleiman is what?
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Dawood started this.
I'm from Palestine.
Dawood
Pakistan?
started this.
Palestine.
Dawood and
I'm
Suleiman
from your land and
are
you're
from
from my
Israel,
land.
from the kings of Israel. Those not even
You're from
Muslim
my
names.
land. It's not. There's nothing called as Israel.
the video, I
It's
can't hear
Palestine.
you.
You took our country. Israel didn't even
Hold on.
exist 2,000 years ago. It was called as Palestine.
I can't fast forward.
And
I'm gonna let it
Palestine.
play,
Let
but
me
I'm
tell
gonna
you.
turn the mute on. I said Dawood and Suleiman are from kings in Israel. So those are
Who
Jewish
said that?
names. Those are Jewish names. Listen, no.
Israel.
Dawood
Can you
Alayhi
search it
salam.
up? Search up on Google.
Listen.
When did Israel exist? Search it up. You think Palestine is called Israel? It's not. It wasn't called Israel 2,000 years ago. That's what you're saying.
I think that if you will research that, you will find out that you were fooled and you were eating baklawa of lies. It's your history, not only mine.
Wait, search it up. Search it up.
I know it is. You search it up. Look.
Okay, I'll search it up. Let me search it up.
Ask ChatGPT what was the name of Palestine before it was called Palestine.
No, that's not my question. Wait, let me show you my question.
But this is the question.
That's not my question.
It's coming, Noah.
But this is the question.
No, that's your question. That's not my question.
But this is what we are talking about.
Okay, I found what I was talking about. Look, Israel was founded on May 14, 1948.
Not the state of Israel, the name of the land. That's what we're talking about. We came from this land. We came from here.
You?
Again, yes. I don't say that you are not belong to Palestine. I'm not saying that.
So whose land was it first, yours or ours?
Ours, of course. Because, you know, before that, in your land, you know, Dawood and Suleiman, right? They are kings from Mamlakat Israel, from the kingdom of Israel. But it's the history of Palestine. So when you deny that history, you deny your history as well.
Dawood and Suleiman is from the kingdom of Israel. I'm done, man. I'm done. Dawood started this. Go ahead, Noah. They Jews.
No, they're not.
They're not even Muslims. Go ahead, Noah.
BJ, first of all, the religion that was practiced in the kingdom of Israel, what they're calling the kingdom of Israel, which is an actual thing, was not Judaism, because the existence of the kingdom of Israel preceded the advent of Judaism. So that alone makes what he's saying kind of crap. but a lot of other things also do. Essentially, after the Canaanite kingdom, he wants to say that, oh, it was just the Israelites that emerged from it. The Israelites emerged from it, and 5 other peoples emerged from it, including a people called the Philistines, which is weirdly similar to
I
the word
remember them.
Philistine. There's the Philistines. There was 5 different people. There was the Phoenicians, and every different city in Gaza, every different city in Palestine, for example, Gaza and Jaffa, the city I'm from, were traced back to the Phoenicians. Others are traced back to the Israelites. The Israelites themselves, eventually, when Judaism came and then Christianity came and then Islam came, the Israelites themselves divided into 3 separate religions. Not all of the Israelites just transferred into Jews. And essentially, when the kingdom of Israel was formed, another kingdom was formed called the kingdom of Judea. And at that time, Judaism was consolidated in the kingdom of Judea. Judaism wasn't even in the kingdom of Israel. So you want to use names and shit to sound smart. The reality is the names are confusing as hell. And Judaism is sometimes used as a religion, sometimes as an ethnicity, sometimes as a land. But if you actually trace back the people, it is a fact that not all Jews were Israelite and not all Israelites were Jews. That was just a stupid name given to a piece of land that over time changed. And that was entirely before any of the 3 Abrahamic religions existed.
Yo, so who's the people of Jacob?
The people of Jacob?
Yeah, what's his you know how the people of Abraham and stuff like that? Who's because he just mentioned
talk about him in the Torah.
Yaqub. He just
Bible.
mentioned Jacob.
Yeah, I know. They talk about him in the Bible. I don't think they talk about him in the Quran, do they? I know they talk about him a lot in the Bible. We need Kurt on this. I know Yaqub's story. There was a story.
No, we don't need Kurt on this. We don't need Kurt on this. Dawu
Definitely don't need Kurt on this.
Dawu and Suleiman will come up with it in a second.
The Israelites were descended from Yaqub.
That's what I meant. That's the word. Descendants. Who are the descendants of Jacob?
I can't remember.
Where it said no Muslim. My man said Dawu and Suleiman is from the kingdom of Israel, man.
Yeah, Jacob. That's their story. Jacob had 12 sons. Oh, he's the father of Judah, Reuben. Oh, yeah, all of his kids had Jewish names. Joseph. Oh, he's the father of Joseph.
And what was Joseph was a Jew too?
I don't know if that's the same Joseph. I'm trying to read up on this. I really don't know this.
That could be true.
Jacob was the grandson of Abraham and the son of Isaac. Oh yeah, I probably should have. He was the grandson, and in Islam, he's a prophet and a righteous man, and he's known for patience, faith, and moral guidance.
They getting closer and closer to Abraham. That's 2 generations from Abraham. Yaqub. The religion was called Aslam. Aslam for short, later translated into Islam. You gotta show me that. You gotta show me the religion was called. Who religion was called Aslam? Dawood equals David. That's fine. But Dawood is from Israel. That name is from Israel. That name is Jewish. The fact is they both came from Abraham, so they are the same people. His sons Ishmael and Isaac.
So Yaqub died a long time before Judaism was started. So I don't know how did he mention Yaqub in his video? What point was he making with Yaqub?
The prophet Abraham, Ishmael,
Isaac, but they were before that.
Yeah.
They trace his ancestors. Like apparently they called him the father of the tribe that's called the Israelites. But that tribe was not Jewish. It was just the people on that piece of land.
That's all I say. You're saying just because they're Israelites, they're not Jewish.
They're not. It's a fact. They weren't, because they existed way before the Jewish people did. Way before the religion started.
Dawood and Suleiman were prophets of Allah. They had direct lineage to prophet Abraham, Ishmael, Isaac, and Yaqub. All of the prophets' religion was Islam. And yes, we are the original Jews, aka Hebrews. Yaqub is Israel, one of our divine ancestors. What's up,
Apparently
TT?
He came up with the word Israel.
What's up, my love? Happy New Year, everyone. Hi, my love.
Hi. Yes.
Let me see.
The ancestrals.
Nah, real talk. No, I think you'll be a good match for him. And then you got backup in the chat.
Bring him on.
You got backup in the chat. I'm gonna jump in his
Yeah,
DM.
I'm gonna need Suleiman and Dawood on standby.
You got backup in the chat for sure.
Girlfriend. I'm gonna need their numbers.
Cause you know he been doing some studying. This this dude been doing studying. Been studying for I think I seen this one. Cause it seems they don't have no knowledge of anything. Like at least you saying something. They not saying nothing. They just confused.
Because honestly, the way that first of all, the way that they say things is very annoying. Like even the way that he said, "Oh, my land is your land." Like that's I said the story on the podcast before. Like I've told a Jewish American that I was from Jaffa, and they told me, "So you're from Israel." Like that's a very especially in the circumstances and in light of the current war, BJ. If somebody like comes up to you and says, "Oh, you're from Israel," or "You're from my land," or whatever, like he's just being intentionally triggering, I think, and he's kind of getting them in a triggered state where you can't really. He's trying to get them emotional on purpose. He starts with a leading sentence.
He's doing the Charlie Kirk. I call that the Charlie Kirk.
Yeah, it's obnoxious. Honestly, I find it very obnoxious.
He's doing the Charlie Kirk, and he's doing it to the younger.
Yeah, but he's also, who is he talking to? Like Charlie Kirk, like he just picks up a 16-year-old girl to argue with, like.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I agree with that.
But also, I feel like the one thing I didn't learn when I was young, is that I never really knew how all these different prophets, the timeline that they fell on. Because if you look at Jacob, Moses, and Yusuf, and all of these prophets, the timeline actually goes way further back than I ever thought it would. It goes really far back, like to 5 centuries before any of the religions. Like these prophets, I never knew that. Nobody ever told me that.
Who are you talking about? What
like
type?
Jacob and Jacob, Abraham, Isaac, Yusuf, they were all like around 4 or 5 centuries before any of the 3 Abrahamic religions were, began. I never knew the timeline was that far. I kind of always thought that was around each other, that the prophets was just dropping. I don't know.
So what was they practicing then? What you think they was practicing then? Just spirituality?
Yeah, I think there was no. Yeah, there was no.
That's why I keep saying. Religion is man-made. Spirituality comes from God. Comes from Allah. Spirituality, spirit, morality. Israel is a person and prophet. Israel religion was Islam, submission to Allah. They all spoke Aramaic, and Allah means God in that language. Abraham through Jesus spoke Aramaic language. Abraham, I don't understand this part, Suleiman. Abraham through Jesus spoke Aramaic language.
I guess I knew Adam.
That's like calling an African American a colored or Negro. They were practicing Islam.
Yeah, exactly. Like how easy do you think it would be, BJ, to like bring on a young Black person on a podcast and start calling them triggering things and just make, like you think you're gonna get them to have an intellectual discussion with you when you start off with the N-word? Like,
you gotta be. You can't. Yeah, you're right. You gotta be a. You can't just bring any. I wouldn't bring him on my show and put him in front of anybody. That's why I say you would be, you have some now, but you can't get all emotional and passionate because you'll start cursing and shit. You'll start cursing them out, and you'll lose the war.
I can get emotional without cursing and gassed out. I can get the right amount of passionate.
You can't go into that bag. You go into the bag when you curse him out. He wins.
That's all he's looking for.
Construct that applied Hebrew Islamic principle. They try to emulate the original culture of our people and claim something that's not there. The original Hebrews had locks, not curls. Okay. I think everybody had locks in that time.
Every movie I've watched with a prophet in it had like a different hairstyle. Like I really don't understand why nobody really recorded what their hair looked like. I've watched so many different.
No, it's recorded. It's in the pyramids.
What was there?
Locks.
That's what.
Look on the walls of the pyramids. Locks.
I'm going to Egypt in March. I'll let you know in March.
You going to Egypt?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I
yeah,
be
yeah. You. That's gonna be dope.
That's another thing,
I
PJ.
really
These
gotta
people
go
be
back.
thinking these times be those times. What you think they was they had a barber shop back then? We was getting haircuts. No, their hair just grew wild and nobody cared. They didn't have deodorant and hygiene products and stuff like that, man. It's a different time.
Yeah.
What you talking about? Africa?
Talking about all over the world. People hair was growing. They didn't have things like getting their hair cut and grooming themselves and stuff like that.
Well, they did. It depends on what time frame you talking about. I don't know what time frame you talking
I'm
about, but
talking
they
about
actually
back
did.
then, and I'm talking about back then in those days when we talk about the original people had locks. Everybody had locks.
Yeah, yeah. They were all black. Islam means peace through submission to the will of God. Yeah, but who gave it that name? When did the name
Apparently,
Islam?
it's Jacob. Apparently, Jacob gave that name.
That's why the Caesar haircut is called
I guess
Caesar.
that's why he
Our
mentioned
culture was locks. We groomed ourselves the best. We taught Europeans how to clean. All facts, Suleiman.
the
All
Jacob
facts. West
name.
said facts. West said facts. That's a fact. They did have the hygiene products they had came
Yes.
from leaves, from flowers and stuff.
hmm
So
Yep.
they taught the Europeans. The Mansa Musa and them, the Moors went over to Europe and Rome and civilized them. They were uncivilized. You know what I'm saying? The Africans went to the Western hemisphere and civilized them. Oh shoot.
Apparently, the Bible says in Genesis 32:28 that Jacob was having a conversation with a divine being, and he's told, "Your name shall no longer be Jacob, but Israel, for you have struggled with God and with humans and have prevailed." That's a quote. So he changed his name from Jacob to Israel, and that was the first mention of it. And then his descendants became the Israelites. And the Quran has a similar story where it says that Jacob received the name Israel from some divine angel, and his descendants are Bani Israel. So yep, I guess it was Jacob.
And who's before Jacob? Abraham?
Isaac was his father, and
Oh,
Abraham was
Isaac.
Isaac's father, I believe.
Oh yeah, you say he's the grandson.
Yeah.
Still no mention of well, Jesus is way further down the line. No mention of
Yeah.
Islam.
Yeah, this is all like 4.5 centuries before Judaism. So that's probably even
And
more.
Judaism came
Is the first
before
one, yeah.
Islam, religion wise.
Yeah. So if you go in order, it's Adam, then the son of Adam, Seth, then Noah, then Enoch, then Noah, then then between 2000 and 1600 BCE, right before Judaism, it's Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Joseph, and then it's Moses, Aaron, which formed Judaism, and then there's a couple of Israelite prophets like Elijah and Isaiah, Jeremiah, and then there's Jesus, first century CE.
Which one of them was Muslim?
Then there's Muhammad after Jesus. The first Muslim is Muhammad.
Uh-oh.
Right?
They gonna be mad at you behind that? No.
Why? I don't understand why we think it's a race. It's never been a race. Why y'all think we was just trying to get here first? Like
They gonna get
you know who got
saying
there first,
Muhammad is
BJ?
the
You know who got
first
there first?
Muslim. They gonna be mad at that.
BJ, you know who got there first? If we
Who?
perceiving it as a race, the first people were the ones that was worshiping stone, worshiping like the things they built.
Idols and
Like,
stuff, yeah.
I don't know what the word. They were just worshiping statues.
Yeah, idols.
Those are really the first people. You know who was before that? It was people worshiping the sun. You know who was before? It was probably even people worshiping cows before that. People worshipped a lot of things. It's never been a race.
That's because the truth of the matter is, religion changes, and
Adam was
in
the first Muslim.
and in 100,000 years from
With
now,
a name like
nobody
Adam.
will believe in Christianity. Nobody will believe in the Quran.
Let me see what Suleiman said. Again, there was no such thing called Judaism because there's no J in Hebrew language. Study it.
Yeah, it probably had a different word in Hebrew. That's the English word for it.
They had barbershops. The Europeans was cutting their hair and shaving when they were going through their homosexuality era until today. Neuroscience is still getting Caesars.
You know what's crazy? 200,000 years from now, somebody's gonna say this generation worship books.
Yeah. So what your mom
Okay,
said.
so
You,
this is
Sarah
what
said a
this is the
Muslim is one who
go-to.
worships us.
This is the go-to right here. Muslim is one who worships Allah God. Adam was the first
Yeah.
Muslim. That's the go-to. That's
But
it.
that's what we're told. Like I understand that, but I
Yes.
feel like it just I don't know. A lot of the way that I was taught Islam made it such that if everything I was taught is true, then everything the Christians and the Jews were taught is wrong. And I feel like a lot of younger Muslims that I grew up around as they were learning Islam, because I was surrounded by Christians. They seem to be think that it was just as right as we thought ours. Like we kind of reconciled a little bit of they thought their prophet was Christian. I can't just tell somebody that no, my religion tells me all of them are Muslim, because a Muslim is anybody that submits to God. So a lot of people just believe, and I feel like even as Sheikh explaining this to a kid would say, like there's if you're treating Islam as like the organized religion after the Quran, yes, that's the word of Islam was brought upon us through the Prophet Muhammad. That's when Islam was fully fleshed out, put into a book, and taught. Before that, if a Muslim is anybody that believes in God, then every prophet is a Muslim. Sure.
I said that too. I said, show me the word Islam before Muhammad.
It's like
I
the
say that
definition
too.
is just I get that definition. Like I guess that's what my mom would say.
TT said Adam was the first emitter. Yeah. Yeah. Oh. That's what I want to do. My fault.
So all of them are Muslim. Moses is
Your
Muslim. Jesus is Muslim.
genocide government.
It's not a genocide.
You are not gonna change my mind.
What is a genocide?
Genocide.
Yes.
To mass kill a society.
No, genocide has a literal legal definition codified in the 1948 Genocide Convention, and it's the intentional destruction of a people in part or whole. If Israel's intention was to kill Hamas and not to destroy the Palestinian people, there's no genocide.
The intention is to kill the Hamas terrorists, but at the same time, your government doesn't mind if they kill innocent.
If 70% of the buildings have been destroyed, why aren't 70% of the people dead?
Because they are moving around.
How do they know to move?
Because your government dropped them leaflets announcing.
You just said my government doesn't mind if they're killed. If it doesn't mind that they're killed, why are they going to such lengths to warn them to leave? This is not a genocide. This is a war, and a government which is clearly taking multiple steps to minimize civilian casualties.
I partially agree.
I never knew that, Noah.
BJ, what do you mean? That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
I never knew.
BJ, I wish you never did. What do you mean you didn't see the photos? It was like a Black Mirror episode. It was leaflets dropping saying you have 30 minutes to evacuate or you're going to get bombed. And then as they're evacuating, there's tanks waiting at every stop shooting people down. You've not seen these videos? So if they don't want to exterminate them, why were they shooting up aid? Why was there trucks of aid carrying flour lined up for weeks outside from international countries, not able to get in Gaza? If it wasn't about that, why did they shoot up trucks marked clearly when there's a war zone? The truck has a big like aid sign on it. You know it's an aid truck. Why were they getting shot up? Why were journalists getting killed all the time? Why did they kill 250 journalists? The answer to that person is why they went to such great lengths. And by the way, it's not such great lengths at all. It is very easy for Israel, which has the top drones military science university in the world that is specialized in the manufacture of drones. It is very easy to send drones out to say, you're about to get bombed in 30 minutes. And then you can tell the international community, we're not bombing them. We're telling them to run. They just don't run where? Run where is the question. Because in 30 minutes, really, how far can you get? Because it was pregnant woman and 90-year-old woman that's dragging each other, carrying their kids, carrying their grandparents, trying to walk and run. But where are they going in 30 minutes or an hour? They never gave them more than like 4 hours. And most of them it's not like they also have like planes and like
that would have been
many of
that would
them
have been a good response, man. These people, they shouldn't be on the internet.
Yeah, I don't know who this person is. He doesn't
Especially
even...
representing Palestine. They shouldn't be up there because they have no clue. He said, "I partially agree with you."
It's like they act like in
I
order to commit a
partially agree with
genocide, you must commit a genocide with full transparency. You cannot do anything to hide it. You cannot do anything to appear good. You must be completely transparent that you are just shooting up everybody. That's not how one commits a genocide in 2025. It might have been the case like 200 years ago. But today you kind of have to be a little more slick about it.
This is Suleiman's video he sent me. Suleiman, this is your video.
No.
Thank you.
Okay.
You support Israel, right?
No. Hi.
אתה ישראלי?
No. I'm Palestinian.
ואם את חברה? You love Israel. You like Israel. You love Israel. Palestine or Israel? You love Israel. Palestine or Israel?
Why are you being aggressive? Can you chill?
Palestine or Israel? אתה לא מבין?
I will answer your question if you calm down. Why are you so aggressive? Why are you
You are לא מבין?
Why are you the fuck?
You love Israel.
No.
Thank you.
Okay.
You support Israel, right?
Those are kids, man.
Yeah, that's nuts. I've seen crazy videos about what the Israelis are being taught. It's a lot scarier than what I was taught.
That's sad, man.
I'm about to head out and go to bed.
All right, man. Get you some rest. Appreciate you stopping
All right.
through. I'm gonna play like one more clip and I gotta go to.
All right. Later. Have a good night.
Later, Noah. Peace.
Bye.
Good night, Noah.
This is the other one you sent, Suleiman. Yeah, I think that would be a I think that would be a good versus Noah versus this guy.
Yeah, at least Noah Noah get emotional, but at least she'll have facts to back up her emotion. I would call it more Noah's more passionate than emotional. I won't even call it emotion.
She'll have something to say because they ain't got nothing to say.
They ain't got nothing to say.
They're not saying nothing.
Yeah. Hopefully, homeboy ain't picking and choosing his battles.
Am I also famous in Israel?
Yes.
What do you think about Palestinians?
That I hate them and I wish they all dead. We didn't stop and we killed everyone.
You're gonna kill everyone?
Yes, yes.
Do you agree with your friend? Do you agree that all Palestinians?
Yes. Dead Palestine. Hello. Hello.
Hi.
You're famous in TikTok.
Am I also famous in Israel?
Yeah, Suleiman, they dead wrong, bro.
Yeah.
They dead wrong. Nah, since he's still up, they dead wrong, Suleiman. They out of pocket. I mean, I don't know what else to say, bro.
People think
those are children, man, being taught that.
You don't pass wrong on, even if wrong is done. You don't. But hurt people, man. That's just what it is. You don't pass on being wrong.
Yeah, they talking about off the kill all of them and all. I don't know what y'all gonna do, man. And they got America backing them up, man. That's what made me flip on Trump.
America just as bad, man.
That's what made me flip on him. Hold on. What side you on now, Devon?
Funny thing, I just left Georgia Dino on Pleasant Hill. Just picked something up from there. We spent many a nights in there.
Yeah, hold on.
No, you live in Palestine. There is nothing called Israel. You guys made that shit up.
Habibi.
Where are you from?
Israel, alhamdulillah.
I'm from Jordan, but I live in Chicago.
You're Palestinian from Jordan?
Yes. Do you believe that there is something called Israel?
What do you mean? Do I believe there's something called Israel? I live in Israel.
No, you live in Palestine. There is nothing called Israel. You guys made that shit up.
In the Quran, it says Bnei Israel multiple times. No.
Bani Israel. That doesn't.
Where does the word Israel come from? From Yaqub.
Yeah.
Where did Yaqub live?
In Palestine.
In the Quran, it says Palestine.
Hey, yeah. So in the Quran it says Israel. It don't say Palestine. Dad, I should have played that clip when Noah was here.
Right.
That's why I like to know. Dawu, in the Quran, does it say Israel? What he said? Bani Israel? Bali Israel?
I think a lot of they beef get caught up on just landscaping errors. Whose was what land? But I guess that's what all beef is, really.
Suleiman, Dawu, does it say Israel in the Quran? That's what I would like to know. Oh, this is what y'all think about this? Man, I forgot. See, that's why we gotta that's why I gotta play these clips before we get into religion. This was sad,
Yeah.
but I wanna know what y'all think, man. What y'all think should happen to the mother?
Yeah. I think I'll call Ed and see if he could be up for the next one.
There you go.
And his mother called me and told me that I needed to get to the hospital because he wasn't breathing. I didn't know what happened. It was one of the hardest days of my life. You know, just seeing my son laying up in there with that tube in his mouth.
A neighbor's Ring doorbell camera captured the entire incident. Police say Kyrie and his mother, 38-year-old Anika Connor, became involved in an argument over Kyrie's cell phone.
Where is my phone?
They say Connor then left her house on Breck Street, got into her car, and began backing out of the driveway when Kyrie ran out of the house and jumped onto the vehicle. The video goes on to show Connor accelerating forward at a high rate of speed and Kyrie falling off the vehicle onto the pavement.
It's just a lot. It was a lot of injuries, you know what I'm saying? And after reading over all of them and sitting in the hospital for a month just watching him, I realized he wasn't coming back from none of that stuff.
On November 7th, Kyrie was removed from life support and his organs were donated. On Tuesday, Connor was arrested and charged with manslaughter, reckless endangerment, and endangering the welfare of a child.
She deserved to be where she at. And that video showed it all.
Y'all think she deserved that?
That you hurt somebody, yeah. But I didn't get the full context of why she did it.
Her son jumped on the car. She took the phone from her son. Her son jumped on the front of the car. She's driving off. He fell and died from his injuries. Should she go to jail for manslaughter? You say yeah, Davon?
Probably not jail for manslaughter. Maybe we need some type.
You
Not
just
jail.
you just said if you hurt
Yeah,
somebody.
I didn't get the full context.
Oh,
I didn't
okay.
get the full context. But it's definitely some type of reckless endangerment. You shouldn't have moved the car once he jumped on it. Should have recognized it as a tantrum. I'm not saying give the phone back or anything, but don't. That's when people who just take things and you go too far. You see, jump on the car and you don't care now because you don't think the worst can happen, like him falling off the car and getting hurt. But then the worst happens. That's why I always tell people, man, avoid the accident, avoid saying sorry. You know, so we could do that, stop the car. But I understand emotions run high, so yeah. But I don't think she should. That's a heavy charge. I think she suffered enough killing her son. I don't think she meant.
She didn't mean to kill him.
Yeah, she didn't mean to kill him.
Suleiman said, yes, the Quran refers to the prophet Yaqub by name Israel and the lineage children of Israel. There was no country or landmass called Israel. Okay. If it was a stranger, they would be charged. Yeah, I think.
But he wouldn't have jumped on top of a stranger's car. See, that's context. He's on top of a stranger's car because the stranger took his phone, and he falls on top of a stranger's car. That's murder. It's not a stranger. It's a mother trying to correct her child's behavior.
I don't think she should go to jail. Israel is a man in a tribe named after him. This has nothing to do with these Europeans perpetrating a fraud. Okay. Yeah, I don't think she should be charged. I think she has every right. I'm mad at the father. I'm mad at the father. If I was in that situation, and I know how these kids act over these phones, that boy jumped on the front of her car over a cell phone. So he probably was in the wrong. For her to take the phone from him, he was in the wrong. He obviously has issues.
Yeah.
That phone is demonic. He obviously has issues. He jumped on the front. He jumped on the hood of her car because she took his phone.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of fixing the problem and fixing the issue of her taking the phone, he decided to stalk her, harass her, stalk her, and jump on the front of her car. Yes, he was out of control. Especially when you see these kids killing their mothers.
Mm-hmm.
How many parents got to get killed by their children before we say enough is enough? He had no business jumping on the front of her hood, on the front of her car.
Mm-hmm.
He had no business doing that. Yeah, she shouldn't be in jail for manslaughter. No.
One thing
I
about
don't agree with that.
Dallas phone ever got took, he ain't never got all crazy and jumped on the hood of no car. That ain't never happened.
I don't agree with that. Nope.
No.
And if the dad should really, your son out of control, nigga. You obviously ain't there or something. You know what I'm saying? You know, she couldn't call you for help. So
right.
No. I'm not gonna say she should be where she need to be. Yeah, Dawood said that phone was his God. Yeah, I don't agree with that. And yeah, I would have never threw her in jail. I had something else for you, Dawood, but I'm gonna close out with this. Is Little Richard the king of pop?
Who?
Little Richard. We gonna close out with that. You don't know who Little Richard is? All right. Is Little Richard the king of pop? They know. My mother know. My aunt know who Little Richard is. Is Little Richard the king of pop? The king of soul, whatever it was, whatever the genre was of that music they was making. Little Richard has a you don't even know who it is, Davon.
Yeah, but that's
Little Richard has a claim, has a good good argument. I'm about to show you who he is right now. He has a good argument. Rock and roll, the king of rock and roll. Is Little Richard the king of rock and roll?
Oh, okay, yeah. I thought we was talking about like Michael Jackson.
Sierra said no. TT, you're not even old enough.
I thought we was talking Michael Jackson or Prince's genre.
Hold on, bro. I'm about to show you. Hold on. These kids are dangerous and those phones are evil. That's a fact. Everybody's saying, okay, Shakur said yes. Okay. Never mind his lifestyle. Never mind that. Never mind his lifestyle. Michael Jackson is and always will be. Michael Jackson comes from his lineage though. Without Little Richard, it might not be no Michael Jackson because without Little Richard, there wouldn't be no James Brown. Let me show y'all.
Did you know that Elvis Presley and Pat Boone sold more of Tutti Frutti than I did? And I wrote it and sung it?
Did that bother you?
No, it didn't. It made me...
My bad, y'all. Move around. One more game.
And did you know that Elvis Presley and Pat Boone sold more of Tutti Frutti than I did? And I wrote it and sung it?
Did that bother you?
No, it didn't. It made me feel good. They opened the door that was locked and I couldn't get in. And I took the Beatles and Mick Jagger with me. Mick Jagger was living on a truck. I had Jimi Hendrix playing guitar for me. I had Billy Preston on the organ, James Brown, and Joe Tex was my vocalist. I had all of them. That's the reason I'm the king. All of them came from me. Poor little old bitty me, a little Jewish boy, black bottom from Georgia.
Another Jew. Another Jew. Another Jew.
Yo.
I forgot that part. Another Jew. Yo, man. I don't know, man. Michael was the king of pop. Yeah, Michael was the king of pop. Yeah, Michael was the king of pop. You're right, TT. Yeah, Elvis stole from Little Richard. Little old Jewish boy from Georgia. Little old Jewish boy from Georgia. All right, I'm out, y'all.
You
That's right.
already know, cuzzo. I'm out here for about another hour.
Dawu, you and Suleiman is from the kingdom of Israel. That's what we learned. We could summarize tonight's lesson. Y'all. Dawu and Suleiman is from the kingdom of Israel. Palestine is not a real place. Peace, Suleiman. Little Richard is the king of pop. What else we learned today? Trump could do whatever he want. It don't matter what's in the Constitution. Even though Elvis is known as the king of rock and roll, Little Richard is shooter. Yeah, we ain't going by Little. You know, them people labeled Elvis the king. He ain't the king. He stole Little Richard songs and stole what's the other dude name, Auntie? The other dude, his style. He stole his style and the way he sing and all that. The black guy. It was a movie about that. I forgot his name, man. Hold on. I gotta get his name. Boom, boom, boom. What's the black name? What's the black guy name that Elvis stole from y'all? Elvis copied off of. Most Def played him in the movie. I forgot the name of the movie. Most Def played him in the movie.
I know Ever stole. I just don't know who he stole from. I do know he stole. I'm gonna give you one of my things. I'm on Gaddafi ass. I need to learn more about Gaddafi. That's my researching thing for the night.
Roy Hamilton? That don't sound like his name. It was like, that's crazy. Arthur Big Boy Cooter? Nah. That don't sound like Roy Hamilton. I was cited him as a major singer? Nah. Y'all don't remember, no, not Sam Cooke. Roy or Jackie. Elvis stole from Big Mama Burton. Man. Elvis stole the song He Ain't Nothing But a Hound Dog from a black woman. That must be Big Mama Burton. Elvis copied. Chuck Berry. Chuck Berry. Chuck Berry, y'all. Chuck
That's who he
Berry.
stole from?
Chuck Berry, yeah. Jackie Wilson. Chuck Berry. That's who I was trying to get. We the original Hebrew Israelites, original Arabs, the Kemetic or Egyptian, the original people of the planet. Okay. I could dig that. All right, we out of here, people. Y'all have a good night, man. Enjoy y'all.
Yeah,
Appreciate
have a
Noah
good
coming
night.
through.
Get to work
Appreciate
safe
Kurt
in the
coming through.
morning.
Appreciate Davon coming through.
Or
How long
tomorrow's
you gonna
back
be
to
out?
Monday.
How long you gonna be out there working, bro?
I'm probably about to be out here just like another hour. I just want to know everybody get back to work. You know, it's after the holidays tomorrow, so everybody get to work safe. Don't be rushing all crazy. Take your time.
Elvis stole from everybody, for real.
That's a
Elvis
fact.
stole from all of them. Sure did.
Sure did.
Got away with it too. Made a lot of money off from Chuck Berry and them too. Little Richard and all them too. All right,
All
man.
right,
Peace, y'all.
Cuzzo.
Y'all have a good night, man. All right. Talk to
Good
y'all
night,
later.
man.
Next time.
Next
Peace.
time.